Yo, it's Bronzebird here with the Brownstone Powwow, the Raunt. This is a show that's supposed to be, I would say, to make up for last Friday. Last Friday was a lot of technical difficulties, a lot of problems, a lot of connection problems. So I just wanted to do a live that, kind of just substituted it or whatever. I won't be too long. I'll probably make this hour live, maybe less, maybe 30 minutes, an hour live. I have no idea, but I definitely wanted to put out a live just so that what's good, Jay Wolf? I definitely want to put out a live so that I can make up for last Friday because I don't know what it is. StreamYard is a little bit weird. I don't get it because every single time there's connection problems and all these different things going on, and I'd be sitting here stuck like, yo, why is there so much problems with StreamYard? StreamYard, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what it is with StreamYard. StreamYard is starting to suck. I'd rather have Zoom, but the only reason I like having StreamYard is because you can see my avatar. You can switch up the avatars anytime you want, but it is what it is. So, brothers, I just wanted to get a couple of things off my chest. It's always about reflection before I send the link out so that we can have a convo or whatever about whatever it is that y'all want to talk about. I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow, but I'm going to be doing a live really late. So I'm probably going to be doing a live at like 9:20, 9:30, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be doing all that so that y'all could just, catch up on the vibes, y'all. On the vibes, y'all. So check this out. I don't really want to have a conversation about Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson. But then again, because I think this is related to my conversation about so-called black men, it will only be appropriate that I would have a conversation on this in order to give my perspective about it. Now, this is rare. I don't really like having my conversations about that. I like having my conversations about other things. We could talk about history, things that's going on in the United States of America, music, all those different things. But I decided, I was like, yo, check this out. The Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson thing. I was watching that today on I was watching it today on IG. And the funny thing I think about it, son, is like this. Umar Johnson represents the Hoteps, and Kevin Samuels, they'll say, is part of the manosphere, or his talking points is the manosphere. Was good, perfect timing. But they'll say that his talking points is about the manosphere. This is my whole thing. It's a stupid ass shaming tactic that they usually do to so-called black men who have an opinion. Kevin Samuels, you like him or not, he's a straight shooter. He doesn't beat around the bush. He's going to tell you exactly what his thought process is. That's stuff that we need as so-called black men. I'm tired, me personally, as Bronzebird, how long I've been in this space and other chat rooms I've been in, I'm tired of brothers beating around the bush. I'm tired of dudes being on some beta shit. And I'm being real with you. I don't like the whole Hotep son and like, you know, saying that, oh, you don't need a man to dignify your worth. Because hearing what this dude, Umar Johnson, said, and he talking about records, my G, you was in a relationship or a sexual relationship with a conscious stripper, all right? That, and the fact of the matter is you've had a slew of a whole entire sexual affairs you've had with other women. You bring up the same thing about Kevin Samuels all the time. And I don't want to make this a show about Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson. I'm just using it as a point. Like, this is the battleground that so-called black men who know what's up, know exactly what to do, have to deal with. We have to deal with the Umar Johnsons. We have to deal with the male feminists. We have to deal with those type of dudes. And I really think those dudes is corny. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like being around the bush about the nonsense. You feel me? So it's like when I see that, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I needed it to happen because it was enjoyable, but at the same time, I'm glad it kind of happened because y'all know what I mean. Like I'm tired of the whole entire thing. You feel what I'm saying? And learning where I am at this point, I have no problem checking a woman when she's wrong, as we all should be. Because I mean, I don't understand how there's certain brothers that co-sign things like, oh, you know, they don't call themselves male feminists. Now these are so-called black men I'm talking about. There are so-called black men right now that's against the manosphere or against so-called black men speaking against so-called black women when they're disrespectful to us. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not doing this to be a pro-black channel. I'm just making a statement so that y'all can understand exactly where I'm coming from. The thing about it is you see these dudes, right? And they say, oh, yeah, y'all dudes is this, that, and the third. And the contradiction that I don't understand about these cats, right? Because their arguments usually switch from saying, oh, y'all men are not accountable to y'all ADOS men and all these different things. And you'll sit there, you'll be like, so you're bringing up these statistics as y'all usually do, which I'm not saying is wrong, right? Y'all should. If we're going to have a debate, hit me with facts, hit me with information. And I will say in the past, I didn't do a good job of that. Now, I started to learn the point of what anecdotal was. I didn't know what anecdotal was before certain dudes said it to me. And I was just like, okay, let me brush up on my history. Let me get up on these stats. Let me read this. Let me read that. And I find it really weird that you got these brothers that want to go against men, especially us. I have no problem calling out men of our nation that's be on that BS and also women that be on that BS. I've never understood. So you want me to bow down to whatever this gnocracy is, to bow down to this whole entire thing for the community, when I'm supposed to be revered as the one that's supposed to be in a casket and be blamed for the single parent household and all this other nonsense. I don't give a rat's ass how you feel. I don't give a rat's ass how you feel. So at the end of the day, you want me to be responsible for some bullshit, fam? Nah, fam. And the thing about it is you catch them every time because their tail goes in between their legs. You understand? So my reason for saying that is I just find it funny because it's a symbolism. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I don't really want to talk about this issue, I really didn't. But I feel like part of my reflection is to talk about things like this because I'm supposed to. We're talking about the development of men. That's what Brownstone Powwow is also about. We're here for the proliferation of men. That's why I do this for y'all. And even if it's nobody watching, one person watching, I don't care. I just really want to make this known. Like, this is the stuff that we need to understand. You get it? So the whole thing about Kevin Samuels and all these different things. Perfect. I got you in a second, brother. It's just crazy. And then there's another issue, and ironic he's here now. I'm gonna play one more song, and then we're gonna get into the conversation. So hold your thoughts. Perfect. I got you in the background. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't leave. Stay there. All right, we here. I'm back. What's goody? Perfect timing. You on, man?
What's up, baby? I heard
Hey.
I heard the tension in your voice, so I had to come up, man. Like, what's going on, man? Talk about it, man. Like, I hear you. We had a really good conversation on Roger, but to be honest, all this week we've been going real deep, like 7 hour panels. So this conversation of community actually came up today, especially circling around. I actually brought it up, circling around young men like yourself. I brought up the interview that Soul Shader had with Kev, habitual line stepper. And Soul Shader's question was, what is the merit of the black manosphere? What credit does it have? And Soul Shader basically said, with you 40, 50-year-old niggas is washed up. You can't really affect the community. What are you doing on these 5 hour panels? The 20-year-olds are the ones who should be concerned about this, and we're not. So it's like, it's a real talk we need to have because I got a lot. I'll even share with you the topic. After today's conversation, I went and I was inspired. I was praying and I'm meditating. Came up with a couple topics. So a couple topics I'm gonna do. I think my next topic is gonna be brotherhood. I'm gonna do two topics based on the conversation today and what you're talking about. I want to do a topic called the power of brotherhood and what is community, and then I'm gonna do a follow up topic to my painting. Who is the painter in your life? And it
Oh, that's
refers,
deep.
yeah, it refers to God being the paintbrush. So I did this podcast already, and currently right now I'm going through some. And then third one is emotional bondage. So right now I'm going through some emotional bondage. So I wanted to the part two to the painter is going to be called emotional bonding. And what I explain to young men and to people is that sometimes in life you find yourself and you look up and you're not happy where you are, and I wanted to explain to them that comes when you painting with broad brush strokes, and you acting emotionally and you acting hastily, and you end up painting yourself into a corner and you don't like the image you painted, and that comes from that emotional bondage and painting that paintbrush when you're angry. So I'm gonna talk about those things, but right now one pertinent thing is that brotherhood, and with me going through this emotional bondage right now, the brotherhood thing, man. I was so happy to have you and the Roger Report in the panel, because if not, I'll be going through it by myself. So when I hear the emotion in your voice, it's like we got to talk about this, because we have to expound this and expand this so that we are covered. You know what I'm saying? We doing ourselves a disservice when we're fractured and splintered as a community. We're prohibiting ourselves from having this brotherhood. With the lack of brotherhood, we're unable to have healthy conflict. You know, because brothers is we gonna have conflict, right? It's healthy. We should steel sharpen steel, but what happens is our conflict always, you know, dissolves or divulges into like violence and vulgarity and shit like that. And it's because of all these insecurities we have. We aren't able to have healthy disagreements to where we can learn from each other's point of view. And that's what I hear you saying, like different points of view, but people are in unagreement, you know, that we can't get on one accord. Without that one accord, it's true. There is a lack of community. There is a lack of community. I'm not gonna bullshit and sugarcoat it. There's a lack of community, there's a lack of brotherhood. And so we miss out as a people, as a Black male group. And I feel for you, little brother, because I believe you should have that. And it's one of the gifts that we have from the trauma that we went through. You know, I like a lot of comedians. A couple of the white boys said, we don't got that. He said, if I see a white boy getting beat on the train, I'm gonna look the other way. And I laugh, and everybody laugh, because we've all seen white men do that.
That is true. That is true.
That's why the joke was funny. But he said, but if somebody Black sees somebody else getting harassed or something, they say something. Or if you say the N-word, they'll all beat you up. Like, even if they don't know each other, they say, we don't have that. And so
Okay.
that's a powerful thing that we need to recognize, that it's valuable. And that it's not something like, right now I'm on another page. Dr. Dunbar is doing a live on Mother's Day. I want to do a Mother's Day live too. What I want to talk about Sunday is that love is an action word. And just like brotherhood is an action, like you don't get to be a mom simply by having a vagina. You don't get to be my brother simply because you're a man. It takes action. It takes effort, and on both parts. And I hear what you said. Don't expect my friendship or my brotherhood or my loyalty without this action and respect. I wouldn't want you to give it out. Bronzebird, you a special soul. Young as you is and intelligent you is, you should have standards on your friendships and who you gonna call your brother. For sure. We all should. We gotta raise our standards so that we all act better.
Yo, thank you for that, man. Because I'm always expecting you to come through with some inspiring words and inspiring messages, and that's why I value you here. And you know, my thing about it is, yes, about the brotherhood, about understanding, about teamwork. You know what I'm saying? Because what I offer and what is it that I say is, number one, I'll be honest. Number one, you have to stick to plan. Don't tell me you're about something and then you're against it. No, stay according to plan. If this is what you agree on, stay with it. And I think that's the reason why I've been having so many like disagreements with certain brothers and even women. You know what I mean? Because if you're projecting something, you know what I'm saying? You know, don't do it in a way where you're kind of just beating me down when I'm trying to offer a solution to the problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really irritates me sometimes, whether it be me as Bronzebird on YouTube or me in real life. Because to be honest, I want to see everybody win. I do. And
You know what I said today?
What's up?
Not to cut you off, because this, I'm gonna use me. I like to use me, and I was talking to myself just now. I was like, I'll be talking about some sensitive topics, but I'm not a therapist. So let me tell everybody, I'm not a therapist. So with me, what happened with me, and I like to share with people how God helped me and how meditation helped me. With me, with this mental illness that we're discussing, is we become I would like what I've said in my podcast is I ride with this in my car. This is in my passenger seat. This sickness is with me. It's become part of me, and I need it. Like it fuels the broken individual that I am, that I've come to love, because I don't feel I can be better. So when you talk about on your podcast, it is a manifestation of your life. And I know you are this person in real life. And so what I said today is you might have resentment from people because you're free and other. The conversation today was about bondage. And I talked about it's an issue because there's levels of bondage with Black men and in our communities. If you're free financially from bondage, people resent you. They ask for money. If you're free spiritually from bondage, people try to make fun of you, call you hotel. If you're free mentally from bondage, people resent you that you have confidence, because you're not supposed to be confident, Bronzebird. You're not supposed to love yourself. You're not supposed to be none of these things. So what you find is that what I'm gonna talk about me, I don't talk about nobody because I don't know the people you talk about, but I feel like I know them. But what it is, we become friends with this mental illness, and we don't want to let it go. Son, we don't want. It was in the car with me. It was my passenger. So if I felt like if I kicked this mental illness out the car, I'd be alone. I didn't want to be alone. So I held on to this mental illness for far too long. We holding on to our pain and our trauma. That's the definition of PTSD. We think we need it because we feel like this world don't love us, and we think this trauma gives us an edge and a shield. You know, the women even do it. The women injure themselves by having multiple sexual partners to create a wall. They don't want to love. They don't want to feel, because they don't want to be hurt.
I was gonna say as well. I had remembered that the multiple sex partner things, as in like what is it, emotional? What is that thing? You become like. It's some word I don't understand. I used to talk about this all the time, and it's like you have sex with like multiple partners, and then you just have an emotional like reaction after it or something like that. I forgot it, but yeah, bruh, you're hitting it on the head, man. Like that's all I can really say. You're really hitting it on the head. But I think, ironically, if you do have time tomorrow, I am supposed to be leading a panel called Plain Valley, which is going to be talking about how big is your world? How small is your world? When we talk about the mindset, do you think in a little bit, or do you think in abundance? Because I start to even realize in my own life, I still am subjected by certain fears or certain reservedness, you know, because I don't, the possibilities, it's more so I don't know, but I should know, or I want to know. And I think that I think that's the problem that I start to see. It's just like, no, I should know this, or I want to know it. I'm going to know it because I've gotten over those avalanches or those challenges before in life. So what's different now? Because I'm changing my paradigm, and I'm not used to being in that paradigm. But now I'm just like, screw it, I got to do this. You understand what I'm saying? Because this will help me out in the long run. You can't stay dormant and believe to yourself that this is going to be okay. You're running and hiding instead of dealing with it head on. And that's why I start to realize, yeah, that's me in certain situations. And I'm pretty sure, not even pretty sure, know for sure that's what it's like with other men and other people, you know? So yeah, bro, I definitely do think that is a great statement you're giving when it comes to that perspective, man. I'm just being honest. It's just like I started to think about that. I'm like, yo, it's crazy, bro.
That's biblical, bro. That's biblical. They did the Bible for 40 years. They went in the circle, right? And then when they finally got to the promised land, they did not go in. God said you got to remove those people. It's not going to take a lot of effort, but it's going to take effort. But if you remove those people, then that's your land. But think about what you're saying, bro. They call parables for a reason. It's basic instructions for living life for a reason. It's because that story is and when you say a lot of people going through it, yeah, that's why they gave it the parable in the Bible, so that you can see that story and see in yourself that, hey, I'm going in a circle. Hey, I'm a child of God. Hey, there go my promised land. There go my calling. I know it now. I was afraid before. I saw it. I knew that was it, and I kept circling. But now I can't. It's like blinking at me. I can't ignore it anymore. So now it's a decision on me now. That's what you're saying, because you're a young man. Now it's a decision on me. On what, like I say to women, what type of bitch is you? You feel me? What type of bitch is you? Because y'all use the word bitch all the time. So what type of bitch is you? So it comes down to us. What type of man am I? I see my promised land. I see my goals. Am I going to take it? Am I going to be a man? Or do I think someone owes it to me, or I think it's going to come to me? Do I understand this story, this biblical story, and why it was told to me? It's not about alpha. It's not about beta. It's not about not being a man. It's not about beating nobody's ass and having a fight. It's about that biblical story. It's about a journey in life and reaching that next step and knowing you got to take that step and really saying to yourself, am I ready to take the step? I know how. It's not just the fact that I know how to go upstairs, but you know what? It's like Mike Epps has a joke where he say, God, hold on, I got some more stuff to do, right? I still want to see it. So it's not that we can't go up the stairs. It's that at a certain point in life, we honestly get this intelligence that we know if we take this next step, I can't go back down.
You gotta look forward, don't look back.
And Black people don't want to do that. We see we all on that step of life, being between being a child and an adult. And we don't want to take that step into adulthood because adulthood has responsibility. And that goes to the mother conversation that we all going to be having because it's the Black manosphere and we all been wronged by these women. It goes to that conversation. See, what happens with our women is they are not forced to be adults. That's why they're not respected by other women. They're adult children. So they don't take that next step and they get all of the protections. They have all of when we are forced to step into adulthood at 12, because we can go to jail for murder at 12, you are taught to be responsible and that your consequences could end your entire life at 12.
Yes.
At 12. So we don't have a chance to be a child and they never have to leave being children. And we find ourselves in relationships with them and we begging them to be adult. And they are refusing because they do not have to be adult. We're begging them to be responsible. We're begging them to be mothers. We're pleading with them like, don't you see, if you do not be an adult, what's going to happen, not just to you and me, but the children in the community, in the world, they don't care because a child does not have that reference. Think about what a child cannot see. Even though they know it, they want to stay childlike. And that's what we're doing when we circle it. It's a lot of circling in the manosphere. It's a lot of circling. We talk about
wait. Perfect. Because there is something that I wanted, because you remember we was chatting on a live, and I wanna get to that. Even though I don't really care to have that conversation, just the reaction had me laughing because it goes to a point that I was thinking about before I started this live. But just to hit on 2 points that you said, right? Number one, journey. I've always been a connoisseur of journeys. And I always say, you have your own path, you have your own journey. Sometimes when you get to that block in the road, that's a stump. That's a stump in the journey or the path. Now, psychologically, I say that, and I think I'll also apply it to when I go hiking, because I always want to find what's the end of this trail. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful, I don't know if I can say metaphor, but it's a beautiful, thing that I think about when I'm talking about journeys, right? It was a second thing I was going to say to you that was okay. Yeah, I got it. So about the adult thing, I think especially with so-called Black men, we're put into this compromised position that we're taught fear at an early age. So you're thinking, because this is what the school system does, and I think that I'm going to try to do more research and then actually put out a video about it. And actually, shout outs to Wacky, because Wacky actually did a video on something about the school system in terms of so-called Black boys. So I did see that, and I was just like, yeah, thanks for the knowledge. My thing about it is, first they want to say that you have a problem. They want to say you have a disorder. There's so many times, it's not rare for me to hear parents talk about how their child has autism. I hear that a lot now, that they said that their child had caught autism because of something that the government or the damn doctor office did to sit up there and inject with their child. This is stuff that they do, right? And it's for the sons and daughters. But I just want to focus on the men here, the men in training. So that happens. You grow up with the idea that you have a disorder. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. Your reading levels is low. And then in school, when you get to that age, when you start to become grown, of course that racism factor comes in. But then also the factor of how they say, if you don't do the right thing, you're going to end up in jail. Now, I didn't want to be taught that at a young age. I didn't want to be taught that I was going to jail. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be taught, yo, you can do whatever you want, blah, 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 blah. I've been knocked down so many times, though. Like, certain people be like, oh, yeah, well, you're not going to go to college or you're just going to be a felon. I said, the fuck I'm not. The fuck I'm not. And look at me now. I'm already college graduated, doing my thing. And you know, I just do this because I have people who's looking at me like I'm an inspiration. And what I want to do is tell to brothers, I don't know if it's the same thing now, because I think it is the men, even if they're Gen Z, because I'm a millennial, but Gen Zs are starting to have the mindset, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. And that's why I always think it's very important for our brothers to always know, no matter what age, you can go against the statistic. You can always go against the statistics and offer something brand new to the table no one has ever done before. Yeah.
I agree, man. Congratulations, man. I applaud you, man. So I know that guy. And you know what I said today? Somebody brought up something that was along those same lines with your accomplishments. When we were talking about the community, people be coming with some sombering, because he said, I'm Mad Max, I'm Black Pills. He said, I don't really believe, he don't got hope in the community, right? But he said, so what happens then? So let's say you do it, man. You get the job, you get the wife, you get the family, you get the house, then what? And then he started bugging, but I got it so inspired, because I'm like, this is an excellent conversation, because I've been there. And he must have been that before too, before he got to be this Mad Max person where he's like solitary, single, like, you know, his woman like me must have left him, and he had to realize some truths about the current circumstances that we're in, right? And so he's like, so what happens when you get all of that? And what happened with me is, like you may be feeling, it was so much pressure. It's almost because society, when you say I didn't want to learn it, so imagine how is it going to be if you get a Black woman and she's pretty and she got a job and y'all get the house and get married, no one wants you to be that. No, and she listens to you. There's no support for that. So when he brought that up, it almost brought me to tears, because it was such a lonely existence. It was like, I accomplished this thing. Like I was you, Bronzebird. I said, fuck that if I can't do it, and I did it, because you can manifest whatever you want. But it's one thing to realize I'm not God. Like I manifested this, but I'm not running this whole orchestra. You know what I mean? And it came down to like really understanding when the people say it takes a village, like if everyone, and that's what he was getting at when because he was really saying there's no community. He said, if everyone is not making this family, if everyone is not living on this page and this accord, it's almost impossible for you to strive like that. And it's an effort and futility, because you're not going to be successful, because it's like a sinking ship. Like everything is going to bring you down.
Well, my thing about that is I hear that, right? Whether you want to talk black pill or, you know, people to bring up the hope analogy. My thing is I don't even focus on community loosely. I'll just say you work with your tribe. You have to go back to the individual mindset of yourself. What is the goals and what are you projecting? You understand? That's why I don't blame brothers that say, oh, I don't want to get in a relationship, or I don't want to get married, or this, that, and the third. As long as you know what you're doing, as long as you ain't stupid and you know what you're doing, you got yourself straight, that's all that matters. So that's why I always say I don't focus on the idea, because I don't do it, because I said, I might have said it in the video too, I don't go along with the pro-black thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these days, I mean, as in, you know, of course I care for my people. Of course. That's always without a shadow of a doubt. But to get it.
That's what he was saying. This was roguish. That's exactly what he was saying. He said with this hyper individualism, then it's bullshit, right?
Yeah, because you have to do that first, because we have to understand, not everybody is going to understand and everybody's going to agree. My thing about it is you got to leave certain dudes to the dust. You understand? That's why I say you have to focus. You have to have an individual mindset first. Now, if you can go along with someone who's on the same page as you, you deal with them. And then after that, y'all create your own little village. Y'all create y'all small village. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're supposed to work with. That's why I say when it comes to certain type of topics of conversation, you know, I just believe like certain dudes just kind of be projecting, like you expecting me to do something because that's what you want. That's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying this last thing because it reminded me of the dudes that's against the manosphere, yo. Like these dudes are the ones that participate in the Negro, the Black manosphere, whatever you want to call it. At the same time, those are the dudes that's working with the women that don't see a value in so-called Black men. So how are you coming over to these spaces and having a conversation with us and sitting up there talking about we need to take accountability? Obviously we are, because if the fact of the matter is, if I'm literally telling you I'm not a degenerate, I'm not a Pookie or a Ray Ray, I'm telling you that because I'm better than them. My mindset and my dimensional plane is higher than theirs are, and you got to get a little bit arrogant because you understand what the hell your worth is. But if you're trying to project on me, I'm a Pookie just because I speak on things that might trigger these women that's against me in general, then bro, that's on you. And that's why I'm saying that whole entire mindset, like, you know, y'all take accountability. I mean, obviously the first step is recognizing who you are as a person. And then the brothers that's in this space, even though sometimes they be on some BS, they have an understanding they're not like those dudes. We don't roll like that. Whether you call us educated lames or you call us all these different things, we're not like those dudes. Because we have to understand a crab in a bucket mentality. It pulls one down and pulls another down. No crab gets out the bucket. So we're literally telling you we ain't in that bucket. We in the ocean.
Silent.
we in the ocean enjoying we in the ocean enjoying the Most High's gift to us. You understand? So we don't know what you're talking about, and that's why I find it funny because I'm sorry, but it just seems like he's one of these content creators that I just disagree with. His whole entire thing is to paint every so-called Black man that's against the disrespect, especially from so-called Black women, a Pookie and Ray Ray. And it's like, we got brothers that sit up there talking about psychology, brothers that's talking about cryptocurrency, spirituality, which I hope to provide on this page, and everything else under the sun, history, everything under the sun. So how can we be applicable to those dudes that you're talking about? And what you start to realize is that dude is dealing with a trauma history. He's dealing with a situation, because he said it himself. He's dealing with a situation that happened in his past with fellow so-called Black men, and then said, that's all you so-called Black men. No, sir. You got to stop doing that, because you're having the same mindset as those so-called Black women that don't see a value in us. And therefore, I start to say, y'all are not a part of the tribe. Y'all stay over there. Y'all not dealing with us, man. Y'all got to stay over there.
That's one of my most watched videos, my Judas video. I did it on Easter. I know.
Ironically.
I did it on Easter on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
I did it on Easter. I talked about the Judases within the Black manosphere. These pump and dump, these pimps, these PUAs. These people are contradicting the whole point that we supposed to be raising men, elevating men, dealing with the current station and circumstances. But there's individuals who have become poison pen. And you just have encapsulated what we talked about the whole pod. This trauma, man.
And let me say, because that was the dude that was against the manosphere.
Hold on a second, bro. That's my go.
Good. Oh, I'm gonna just speak for the audience. So then you can jump back in. I was just thinking about the show that I think Art Newstall did, talking about the damn weaves. Who started the conversation about weaves this week? Because I swear to God, yo, like that conversation was insane. All right, like it was crazy. But listen, to brothers that's listening in the chat, and especially sir, not to call you out, bro, but I be hearing what y'all be talking about, bro, and I understand where y'all coming from, because sometimes we could just recycle material over and over and over again, and it starts to become lackluster. Like, yo, what are y'all talking about? Okay, if you don't like this, then deal with this. Then why are we repeating the same old things over and over and over and over again? It starts to become tedious. I don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. You know, like, it inspires me to watch more videos about cryptocurrency or You know, what do you do to, you know, all these different things. Now, pump and dump, like I'm not gonna really watch that. And you start to understand what your lane is. Because if I didn't say this before, I'll say it again. I'm not against relationships. You know, I'm actually pro relationships. I don't care what nation you deal with, though. If you decide to deal with so-called black women, cool. Just make sure you're not dealing with the city girl types because they're gonna bring you down. Make sure you're not dealing with the Sinji types because they're gonna bring you down. Make sure you're not dealing with the women who don't see a value in you, right? You deal with the women who see a value in you and want to build you up. You understand what I'm saying? Because you supposed to be, y'all build each other up. That's the I ain't gonna even say the universal law, but honestly, you guys understand energy. That's how it works. Good energy feeds good energy. You understand? It's the balance. So I'm not against relationships. I'm for relationships. I'm pro relationships. It's just you have to find someone who's on your level, find your equal. And my thing about it is that we gotta stop getting caught up in the negative shit. I mean, sex is great. We gotta understand the merits of marriage, and we have to understand the confines of what else is offered in that civil union. That's exactly what I'm trying to promote. You understand what I'm saying? But if brothers don't believe they want to get involved in that, that's fine too. That's fine too. Do you? You know what I'm saying? As long as you living happy, you doing what you doing, that's cool with me. You understand? That's how I look at things. So that's my whole entire viewpoint on everything. Now I don't know if Perfect Time, you still there? All right, he's still on mute, but it's okay. So that's my whole entire point. I'm just trying to make that up. But once Perfect Timing comes back, I just wanted to review one of these panels we had this week because it got really tough. It got really intense. A lot of words got thrown out. And, they tried to accuse certain women on a panel of having feminist talking points and all these different things. And my ass was confused because I was sitting here like, how does that relate to what the conversation is? That's not how the conversation is. You feel what I'm saying? ITB, what's going on, man? Peace to you, Chief. And my thing about it is, at the end of the day, y'all bugging right now, fam. First of all, why the fuck did we have a conversation on weed for 3-4 hours? Number one, that that didn't make no goddamn sense. I think the stream was for 6 hours, 6 hours on the damn stream, and then two of the dudes really got upset and really got worked up. And was sitting there calling out one of the women why did you say that? Da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I'm back. So this was the weave conversation, right?
I wanted to get at. I said it because we was going to build off that, bro. Because I remember we was in the chat, we was talking about it. I was like, yo, I'll save a spot on Thursday so we can give our word on the subject matter. You feel me? So that shit was really crazy. Sir Obadyahu, what's going on, my man? Thanks for coming to Brownstone Powwow.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man?
Peace.
It's been a while, man. That weave stuff, it's ridiculous, man. It's just they talk. Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
What up, yo? What up?
What up? What's going on, brother?
Chilling. All right.
Yo, Sir Obadyahu, get your word in, and then on Wacky, you go after.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. They talk about this weed stuff, man. It's just retarded, man. For 3 hours, and then I think your boy MOT got upset in the chat. Art did a recent stream about it as well. He said he said you haven't learned nothing yet, man. He was mad. It was a bunch of brothers mad, man. And it's just like what we said before. When the women came in these spaces, and I think Kuda mentioned this, they didn't listen to them, and brothers went on point and on this pill stuff. That just shows you how the masters divide all the way around. What I said yesterday was valid. They get too much attention about the vagina so much, and then here's the problem: we over here fighting and killing each other. And now you're looking at the Umar thing and KS argument. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous at this point. So well, go ahead, Wacky.
This is a great powwow, man. You got some good friends, Bronzebird. I'm so glad you said that.
I does this, man. I do this for y'all, bro. I appreciate y'all, man.
I'll be feeling alone, man.
It's all love, bro.
These people got a lot of fans.
But yeah,
those people, that guy you mentioned, a lot of people like these guys,
Yeah, it's crazy. But go ahead, Wacky. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. You got it. Wacky, unmute yourself, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Yo, my bad. Hold on. I was trying to connect my Bluetooth to this phone, and my Bluetooth is messing up. Hold on for a minute. Y'all go ahead and talk. I ain't ready to speak yet. Something about that.
Just when you're ready to speak, just put it in a private chat, and I got you. Perfect timing. Keep building, bro. What was you gonna say?
Yeah, I just added.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I just added 10 people last night on my StreamYards because I was dealing with 6 on my recent streams, and anybody can come up and I might do a discussion about the Umar and the KS what I'm seeing from these live streams.
When you plan on doing that, I'll pop through.
9:30. It'd be 9:30
tonight.
Do something like that. Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah, put your link in the back. Subscribe.
Yeah. And remember, guys, every time y'all come on this panel, I leave y'all links in the description so people can subscribe to y'all.
Thank you.
All right.
For that. Thank you. Bro.
Yeah, always do that so that people know who's on the panel. But I think that situation with Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels would definitely be a dope topic. But I was trying to talk about the Wees only because the problem with that conversation, I'm talking about Art Newstall's panel. That's who I'm talking about because I was on that panel. But niggas was pressed for 6 hours, fam. It was at least 2 dudes, man. And I'm telling you, bro, like really got upset. And it was only 2 women that was on the panel, fam. And the thing about it is, his brother was like, yeah, all of what y'all saying is feminist talking points. All right, man. See, he repping it right now. He's serious. He's like, excuse me, man. Lakers. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's right.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you good, bro. Go ahead.
All right. Now, y'all go ahead and talk.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to come on here and show off a little bit of my Laker gear. That's all. That's it.
Make sure you got the Lakers, son.
Yeah.
We need a Roger report, man. They shut down them Bulls fans, man.
Bulls ain't going nowhere for a minute.
I don't quit saying that. He get mad when I say that. That's my boy Roger. Yeah.
Yo, but y'all have a good day. I got to bounce because I'm not at the crib right now. I'm out and about, so I got to bounce. So y'all have a good night.
Hey, thanks for coming through, bro. Man. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem.
All right, shalom, Wacky.
Shalom.
Peace, G.
I put the link in the back chat.
Yeah. All right, perfect time to see you. Just subscribe to the brother. I was just gonna say,
can y'all enlighten me on the beef? Cause I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what's going on between
Umar Johnson.
Yeah, I don't.
He said something. He called this space the whole space blue pilled, and I think Charles Faulkner did a video on it, and he was upset with it early this morning. I saw that live stream. Then I saw a few others did it, like Platinum and Ramil did an earlier stream about the political issue with Derek Chauvin. Then it led up to the same thing, and then Platinum League did the same thing too, talking about is Umar really about it? And they was going hard on him about what's he done for this space, or against it, whatever, and everybody was defending Kevin Samuels. But by the way, KS Defense Force was on Platinum League's panel trolling Mario, and I started laughing. I said, "Oh God, that was the funniest stream." And they're still going talking about it,
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now.
They be long streams, man.
Yeah, they streams be like 9 hours, yo.
Yeah, sometimes 10, but he cuts it down to 8. He tries not to do 20-some hour streams like Aegon and Zero streams, like the classic. And they said, "Nah, we can't do that."
Originally, I was gonna do that. I was gonna go ahead and do that stream because it's supposed to be like a lounge. It might seem like I'm copying, but I just like the whole idea because everybody chats. They can talk about whatever they want to talk about. So I was gonna offer that. But if I get to Zoom,
I say do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
They do it. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though because StreamYard, I'm witnessing it. If y'all seen last week, I had so much technical difficulties with StreamYard, and it was the Wi-Fi was messing up. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
But if I get to Zoom, I'll definitely just be like, it's a all night, no holds barred panel. Y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Even Friday, I don't give a shit. It's the same thing. I just bring a topic to the premise to start off.
Yeah.
Then y'all can say whatever y'all want. You understand?
Yeah. I got Zoom
that's
on my
how
Chromebook, and I was on panel, Agon's panel, talking to New, and he appreciated me coming on. I said, yeah, man, I had to say something. I was on the panel with JX, and we call it the big homie over on the other side, but we'd be laughing. But to me, I have more fun than, I mean, I have fun over Kudas more than anything. You get tired of all the political talk because they get divided about that stuff. What I witnessed this morning with Ramils, I shook my head, the same old stuff. And then MOT had to correct and said, look, he's not getting off to overturn that case. You know, y'all can just forget it. And they were still mad. And I was trolling your boy, Mr. Fitnall, man. 824, man. He gets so emotional. Yeah, he got upset. He said, y'all niggas in the chat, y'all won't hit the link. We have open panels. Like, dude, we're not going to argue about the same thing like we did last year. It's a pattern, man. And then it falls around Regina at the end. You know how that is. That's how that argument came about. And I blame Hammer for all of it.
the pussy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because it's like, okay, like certain dudes really be getting worked up, right? And it's like certain cats that's in the space, right? Like say for instance, like who's popular that we always talk about in the space as a woman? Sister George, Jessica X. And it's like, I don't be understanding dudes' mindset because, you know, obviously they would be red pill, right? But as soon as, I swear to God, as soon as they come on a panel, all hell breaks loose. And that's what I was talking about with our new stall. Our new stall's panel, when I was on there, you had the guy on there, I think his name was AL. And AL,
I like AL.
Oh, he's a regular. He's a regular.
AL was
I know.
bugging out on JX.
But he was right. He was right. He was right.
So you saw that panel.
Yeah, I was in the chat. He was right, and I
saw that in the chat too. Yeah,
she's a subverter, and when I felt insulted too because my Wi-Fi wasn't working, I would have got in. But when she said simple, I felt insulted. There's nothing simple about our current station, Bronzebird. The conversation we had for 45 minutes, nothing about that was simple. Brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Us, the understanding, the lack of community, nothing is simple. Our mothers not loving us, our lack of relationship. And if you do get the woman, the job, the family, the house, how much pressure it is. Nothing about that is simple. When she said, oh, it's just simple, you just don't pick them, I felt like she was saying, you stupid little black monkeys, all you got to do is this. And I was very pissed, and I was happy that AL did not back down, and because she was being disingenuous. Nothing is simple for the ADOS male. She may not be able to relate to that, but that's why I remember Bronzebird, we had that conversation about delineation. That's why it's important to delineate between the ADOS black and a different type of black, because for them, they may see it as the solution to our strife here as simple, but you never lived here. You don't know, like, remember what you just told me about what you didn't want to learn about those fears at 12. You were indoctrinated, baptized. JX don't know nothing about that. How we just discussed how the ADOS female can stay a child, and we are indoctrinated with fear into adulthood at 12. And we are in these relationships begging them to be adult, begging them to be responsible, begging them to apply logic and mathematics, not just for their own good, not just for the child and for the husband, but for the country and the greater community. Nothing about that is simple. And she implies that this thing, and when Roger came on and said prophetically, this is a psychological issue with them.
Yeah, I heard him say that, yeah.
How can that be simple, and how can it be our responsibility as ADOS men to solve that and to imply that solving this deep psychological thing that is justified? You know what I'm saying? Because we both have this white envy. I'm not going to pick on my sister. But to say it's simple to solve that, it's like the doll test. It's like to say that little black girl who picks the white doll, well, it's simple, black baby girl, just pick the black doll. No, it ain't simple. We have to go into her psyche of why she doesn't think she's beautiful. There's nothing simple about why the black woman doesn't think she's beautiful enough to wear her own hair, and I simply fix that by not picking her. How does that fix up my baby girl's psyche? I think that would hurt her more.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Y'all continue to build. I'm just listening. I'm just gonna be picking up something real
Yeah,
quick.
it's just like, and then the next day he did the same thing, had two women on, and I think Man Tomorrow got upset. And he said, "You have not even learned yet." He said, "Don't email me the link." He had like 3 comment chats I saw. I was in that stream, man, and it got bad. You know, they had Topaz and Raw B Privilege talking about the same thing about the weaving hair, and then Black Torch said, "Look, it's the same old rhetoric and lie. Like, we're tired of hearing it, you know." And it's just like on both sides, they're tired of hearing it, and it just shows you like why they won't wear their natural hair. That's the question. They didn't want to answer it. But that just shows you our women is controlled, man. It's just, that's why I don't respond to them in chats. You know what I mean? But when you get on panels, it's a different
Right,
reaction.
right.
I don't even argue with them like that. You know, if you notice me on panels with them, it's a different type of vibe. You know, I don't play that stuff, but it's a certain authority you have in your voice. And sometimes they just don't even want to talk to you.
They
And
don't.
I've noticed that, you know, if you're thirsty and giddy, you know, that's how they get you. And I've noticed dudes be crazy over, you know,
She
JX and everybody else. And
don't
it's
come on
funny
those
though.
panels. She don't come on those
Yeah,
panels. If you hear,
yeah,
she hear your voice or my voice, you hear Jay, certain voice, they even men. It's a lot of
yeah.
feminine men in this.
I've noticed that in the panels. Yeah, you're right. Perfect timing. But yeah. And I've noticed that. And I think DS1 said it best. If you're one of those dudes got that rough voice, they just don't want to deal with you. And they know they like it, but deep down they just don't want to talk to you, you know. And that's like on Kuda's panels, you know, all the girls try to come up. And when I speak, they get quiet, you know what I mean? And that's just what I've noticed from all over these spaces, man. But it gets like that.
So you know what other observation I was making, no, because this was on my mind. Like, I think there's certain dudes that feel comfortable, like really freaking comfortable, and because it's only, how many panels is there of red pill girls in this space? About what, 3?
Yeah,
Like,
3, not
it's
many.
only
Yeah.
it's really not that many, and it's them, it's others that I would say, how do I explain it? I mean, they latch off and do their own thing and have their own panels, but it's not like they're really preaching red pill. You know what I'm saying? Like how the other women are. And so what I see is these brothers will come on this panel, get a little bit too comfortable, right? And they'll start getting on their whole entire, I'm gonna tell you a story and this, that, and the third. And I'd be like, well, are you trying to shoot your shot, or are you really trying to get too, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not the same type of rhetoric you would pull if you were on a panel. You understand what I'm saying? It would not be the same. So I just be sitting back and I'd be like, yo, my dude, like, I don't want to be hearing no motherfucking story time hour with you dudes. You feel me? And it's like, you know, you start to recognize that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, sir. Like, Sir Obadyahu, it's only like a couple of cats I really find funny. And Zero uses this term helmet. And I was like, yo.
Yeah, true. He's right.
He'd be right, though. Because when I came, I ain't gonna lie. Because I didn't know Zero. I was like, oh, Zero's a troll. Because I was just like, when I first started coming in, I did start coming on JX. JX panel was like the first panel I came on, right? And then it was Game Changer. So when I came on when the first night I came on JX panel, I was just trying to speak my shit. I was like, yo, I seen you on Danica Marie's. I'm gonna come through. Oh, you got the upper panel straight. So I was like, look, bro, like somebody called, who was it? Marco. That's who it was.
Yeah. Marco El Grande, yeah, he's a legend. Yeah, he's a legend. Kuda will tell you that. All those old streams.
I fucks with Marco.
Yeah, he's cool.
The first night, I swear to God, yo, because we was having a conversation about that Cuties movie. I'm giving my perspective. I'm like, da-da-da-da. And Marco was like, what you trying to do? You trying to shoot your shot to the host. And I was like, hell no, you did not just say that, bro. You ain't gonna say it's me. I'm gonna correct it right here. I said, we all have an understanding of what's going on, bro. What you talking about? And I swear from that day one, I was just like, I ain't taking nobody's shit in this space. I don't give a damn who you are. But it was just cool because I had that understanding, like, you know, I'm thorough. Like, it's cool, like, okay, like dudes get fantasized by the avatar and get fantasized by how the girl look. I'm like, okay, whatever. I've seen pretty chicks all day long. It don't mean shit to me. Is she an airhead or is she speaking some shit? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm concerned about. I don't care about that whole entire, oh, she looked nice in the avatar, she's pretty and this, that, and third. Cool. Whatever. You understand what I'm saying? That's great, but what are we talking about? And so what I'm saying is I'll be seeing these brothers in the space And it's like y'all really don't be trying to contribute to the conversation. A certain amount of you dudes really want to brag about how many chicks you slept with, and a certain amount of you dudes want to.
Yeah, I pay that no mind. Yeah, I don't pay that no mind.
And then you got a certain amount of these dudes that's talking all this nonsense to the shorty, the ones that got the avatar or whatever. And I just be sitting here stuck like, yo, my nigga, like, you know this is the internet, right? Like, this ain't even, it's not real life, fam. Like, your possibility of seeing shorty is like slim to none. You understand? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I try to tell, that's why I try to, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, a lot of certain dudes is helmets, yo. Like, y'all really don't be contribution shit to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I had to come and argue with people, bro. Like, who it was another panel I was on, I got cussed out.
Yeah, that's normal, man. That's normal when you get on panels. But see, the chat's easy. But when you get on panels, you know how they really are. And that's just like me. When I started coming to the newer manosphere, you know, I've been around a long time. And what I've seen from Skywatch and replays from 2019 from BGS and Chrism Cure, I like how they had they set up. But when I start actually going to his lives, actual live streams, BGS broke it down to simple layman terms. Like, look, if you disagree, hit the link. That's when he started from. Everybody has found a way to go to his panels. But what I love about him, though, it's structured. You know, I didn't get a wrench right away, thank goodness. But when Wacky started live streaming his first time, I was the first one to be in his moderator, and then I was a long-time subscriber of his since 2012. We chopped it up, and then when we had an incident about the JX thing, I was the first up to cammed up and talked to him on a live stream. You know, he ain't gonna tell you that, but that's what happened. He probably private the video anyway. But that's what I've learned from him, and all the times I've been on panels later on. See, I had fantastic after Wacky, and then it was Man Tomorrow, and then Brain Trust. Thanks to Wacky, he said Brain Trust was like the only ones that talking about the informational and tech and all that stuff. But yeah, you know, and it just shows you what has gone all over these spaces. But when you get on panels, it's a different atmosphere, and I feel good talking to the people instead of doing it in the chat. Now, if you have an issue with somebody, I just troll them a little bit, like I do with Mr. Fitnall, man. He gets so emotional about when it comes to politics.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Fitnall, that's why I call him. That's his nickname. Yeah, that's his nickname. He gets mad at me when I say that. Him and Ty City, they be on his head and goes like, "You nigga, dude, I'm big, I'm bad." I'm like, dude, chill out, man.
You have with a dude that's 6'5".
Yeah, it has no composure. Be screaming. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna argue with you. See, that's one thing that men don't do. You just walk away and just leave them hanging, and it's funny, man. It's funny.
Yeah.
But that's normal from last year. But this year, what I've learned, and when I start doing my live stream, I said, man, it's a lot harder as a host than it is join on panels. But I understand why, because you gotta have that pull. Yeah, it's easy to click the link, but when you hosting it and get your stuff set, even though I set up my stream to 10 people now, I'm like, man, it's worth it, you know. And I
paid that bill, son.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be 6. Let me just pay this bill real quick.
Yeah, I had to.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, Wacky?
What's up? Yo, StreamYard, they don't raise the price because before the bill, you had to pay $20 a month. Now they raise it to $25 a month. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm just saying, you know, I see StreamYard. StreamYard is making a killing right now, man.
Yeah, everybody's using it. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just upgraded mine. I upgraded mine when we talked to you last night, Wacky, and I had to pay like $240 on that $60 deal, and I was like, yeah, it's worth it, man. I don't need that extra $39. Yeah, like the 120, like I didn't need that because I ain't got that type of visuals on my Chromebook. And I said, you know what, it's worth it. And I said, you know what, I can do 10 people in hour-long streams. I can do that, but I ain't gonna go no 10 and 11. I'm like, nah.
You gotta limit, man.
Yeah. The thing is, if you're gonna have at least 10 people in your live stream, you gotta really have an iron fist in that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and make sure people know how to behave. Because I don't play that shit on my live stream.
Me neither.
You act up, you get the fuck out.
Yeah, Wacky don't play that at all. Yo.
He don't. That's when he first started back. I'm like, yeah. And then when I was in his panel, then we had an issue with the JX thing. I told you about the camming up. I was the first dude to cam up and show myself. And I tell people, I hit that link and I told Kuda this. And the second time, in March 2nd, I'll never forget this. And he said, is that issue with Zero's panel with Man Tomorrow and then Kuda and all that. I hit the link, right? This is the first time I met Kuda, and I said, and guess what official said? He ain't gonna hit the link. And you know what? That's the second person that said that. I hit the link. You know, don't underestimate. You know, I show up. You call me out, I'm gonna hit it.
Like I want to know why, and it's no disrespect to that individual you're talking about, because what I'm saying, I'm just being general.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that. I want to know what's the damn difference between chatting on the comment section, hitting the link. Because all you're gonna do if you hit the link, let's say you debate, let's say somebody is just on the chat, just watching the panel, and they disagree with a certain point that someone made on the panel, right? And if someone asks him, okay, hit the link and come on the panel, what's the difference? All that person's gonna do is argue the same damn point. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
They just need your voice for validation, like, because it's like, it's kind of like, it seems as if like when it's in the chat, it's just kind of like, you know, they're doing it deliberately.
It's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. Yeah.
But then when you go on the panel, like, oh, I'm gonna tell you, sucker, and they go do it.
Yeah. And when you come on the panel, they interrupt you while you're speaking, like a bunch of bitches.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And like these people on these panels, see, because when I be on other people's panels, I let so much shit slide. Because when I be on other people's panels, people be saying some slick shit to me, and they don't realize if we was face to face, I smack the shit out of them. I don't play that shit with people, man. You know, they don't even understand what other people is capable of doing to them. You know, the thing is with these people on these panels is that what I realize in this space is that a lot of people do not have proper social skills and don't know how to properly socialize. And you could tell when they're on these panels, they want to interrupt. They want to resort to making petty insults. They want
ad
to
hominems.
Make ad hominems, and then they start getting all emotional, act like a bunch of females. Oh yeah, and like Yatu was saying, oh, it's get worse when a female comes in the panel.
Yes.
When a female comes in the panel, you know, you got a group of guys that want to show off to the females who they want to out talk everybody. They want the most attention. I'm like, dude, you guys acting like bitches, man. Come on. So what if a bitch is on a goddamn panel? So what? Look. You know what I'm saying? Jessica X be on the panel. Niggas want to be the loudest motherfuckers in the room. Melody be on the panel. Niggas want to be the loudest motherfuckers in the room. Nigga, them bitches don't even fucking fuck with you like that, man.
Exactly, bro. And that's the thing. Like, dudes be showing out. And it's like, look, my thing about it is, I'm like, yo, all of them is cool. Jessica X is cool. Melody is cool. Like, yo, like, y'all be putting on a show for no reason, bro. Like, that's what I think it is. Yeah. Brothers is too comfortable. And I mean, in general, people is just too comfortable and all that.
Just be yourself, man. Don't try to show up for anybody, man.
Wacky, Wacky, are you in Queens?
Topic of discussion. Sorry about that.
Are you in Queens or are you in like the Bronx right now, yo?
No, I'm in the BX right now. I'm in the BX.
Exactly. I can hear it. I figure
that. Yeah.
Sound like my Haven right now, bro. Like, like my Haven, son. Like, yo, my God, yo.
Shoot, that's exactly where I'm at right now.
He's in my Haven. Oh my
yeah. It's crazy out here, boy.
Damn, yo.
I like that comment what News said, asking begging hoes on panel. Yeah.
Yo, who's that? I'm sorry. I don't mean to put out names. There's some dude in particular I be seeing that be on panels. When I tell you this dude is a straight up helmet, yo, this dude is a straight up helmet. I remember he was on one panel. He's like, yo, I agree with what Melody is saying. Melody was quiet for like 30 minutes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there listening like, what the hell is this dude talking about, fam? Like, I was really sitting there tight, like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's like, yo, did you add Melody on IG? And I'm like, bro, you shooting your shot? That's what he said? Nah, it wasn't him. It wasn't him, Shaganuga. It was somebody else. Like, what is that dude? Terrence, I think his name is. Dude, Terrence. Yo, I think his dude's name is Terrence, but I just be like, yo.
It ain't Ray Hammer, is it?
No, it's some dude named, I think his name is Terrence. But that dude come on a panel and shit, and you just be like, out of nowhere, you just be hearing some dumbass shit. They be sitting up there saying, yeah, did you see that IG? Nigga, we all see her IG. Motherfucker. What are you talking about? All seen that shit, boy. Yo, they playing that shit, yo.
Yeah.
Yo,
one thing in the Bronx in the summertime, man, the females be out, boy.
Bro.
Man.
Yeah. Bro, you ain't never lied, bro.
Yeah. But
son,
they only good to look at. They only good to look at. That's it.
Yeah, you don't want no problems out there. You don't want no problems out there.
Yeah. It's like one thing in New York City in the summertime. It's vibrant, man. It's vibrant.
Yo, Wacky, don't tell me you nearby the projects by the 6 train. You're not in that area, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
God damn, you over by the project area, bro. Like,
yeah, and I'm about to get the hell out of here. Shit.
Yeah, please quickly.
Get out of Cypress Ave. Them niggas be shooting. Pop, pop.
That's far up north. Cypress be far up north.
Yeah.
Morris Avenue, and like 138th, man. Like, nah, yo, like not too far from fucking Lincoln Hospital.
Yeah, Bigs don't be playing, man. They serious about shit. I remember back in the day in battle rap, Trey Side was going against everybody, man. Them niggas is wild, man.
They are.
I remember old Manosphere, YouTube. When we was watching rap battle videos, them niggas was coming at your heads, man. They didn't care. If you didn't rhyme, that's how 1.0 was. If you didn't have any knowledge, we ran you out of the chat room, man. We wasn't playing, man. I mean, yeah.
And that's what I noticed. Because I was premature into it. What I try to do now is I'll actually try to research before I start talking. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's why I do.
That's why I noticed. That's what I noticed about myself. That's why I say I'm trying to become better at, like, the conversations I give. Just not giving out conversations like, yeah, this is how I feel, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm not. I'll admit straight up, like, I'm still not there but I recognize. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you can do is you just recognize, like, yo, this is how I be acting. Not that I have to impress anybody, but yo, you want to be able to know exactly what you're talking about before you say things. So yeah, that's just how it is. But yeah, man, like it's fucking crazy, yo. It's fucking 3rd Avenue, 149th Street with all the bass heads, yo. What the fuck? Yeah, this shit is crazy. I was just there like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I was just there a couple of weeks ago. Cause now you see over there, they got those damn. They developing over there. They got the condos and all that. Now you can't really see. You can't see the 2 and the 5 train come out the tunnel no more. You used to always be able to. Yeah, you can't see it no more. Like now they got the building blocking it. But yeah, like that. Like they're still the same shit. Still bass heads fighting with canes, and you be seeing the Transformers out there. I seen a Hebrew Israelite out there a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, we got them down here too in Georgia. Yeah, outside of Atlanta. They be screaming and cussing. Yeah, they be cussing, doing the same thing downtown Atlanta. When you go out, if you live outskirts, you know what's going on in the city. But if you go to the city, it's in your face, and be like, whoa, That's why I noticed when I moved down here, and I was like, the East Coast is really crazy. And if I went to New York, it's the same shit up there, but it's in your face.
But it's in your face.
Yeah.
Nah, and that's why I was cautious about it, Atlanta. Because this is the thing, I was talking to some shorty from Atlanta, and I was psyched out because she really brought up that fucking Southern charm shit. And I was because this is the thing, I was telling shorty, I was like, yo, like, you can't do certain things in New York. It's just an unspoken rule. And she was telling me about how she saw somebody and she saw them again. She said hello to them, and I was like, yo, you don't do that. Like, you don't acknowledge them, yo. Like, you gotta understand. There's a hustle and bustle here. When you go to Atlanta, that must be a different thing. But I was saying I wanted to go to Atlanta, but then I'd be cautious because I'd be like, look, I ain't trying to get caught up in some.
Yeah, they hustle and bustle. But if you know somebody, you got to fit in. You got at least 2 to 3 years to get in. But if you lived over a decade, they gonna fuck with you. Like the people, I noticed that.
Okay.
You lived over a decade. That's like, damn, But see, where I'm from originally in Tennessee, they didn't play that bullshit, that conservative shit. It's in your face. The racism was so high in the middle part where I come from. And my dad always tells those stories about Nathan Bedford Forrest back when he was in college. They took down the statue back in the 70s with President Walker, the black guy. And he always tell me that story. He said, and he got mad and said, take that damn statue down. You know, this is a black president at the time. He met him and everything. He forget his first name. We always told him those historical stuff. But when we went to Georgia, it's very damn liberal, man. I've noticed you got all types of liberals come from every state to come to Atlanta.
Freaking liberal.
And it's scary too. They crazy too, but you got the same sexuals out there, the transformers, the trans, genders. They be bragging. You got all the dudes.
Oh, bro.
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
Because I wanted to give, because I like the Southern, I say like my weakness, I ain't gonna lie, I like Southern women. But it's just like, yo, if I go to Atlanta, what the hell is that joint gonna be like, B?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's hoes everywhere, man. Even in the state I come from, in Nashville, you see them all the time. But if you go other states, they're everywhere in America, man. It's like, the more I realize, and they even take, it's worldwide too. Even I don't understand the tricking aspect of the other side. I try to tell them, dude, you can get jammed up by Stinger. That's what Koo said. Be careful. I respect y'all. But you can't do that, and they're going to charge you with the legalization. So, yeah, they're going to want the women to have power. Women going to try to win, period, with the prostitution, the porn. Yep. Fellas is fuck either way. Even if you do it the platinum way, you still got to finesse. That's all
they say now.
Finesse.
Right. Yeah. Because what they did now is they legalized sex work in New York. And the only thing I can say to that is like, if you're gonna bring that up, what is it like for the men? Because the men is gonna get fucked. And honestly, I can say it now because
either way,
I heard it from him. I heard it from him. Chronicles of Judah was talking about that. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, it's like, what about the men? Because what if it comes to a situation, the sex was bad or the session was bad? Then she can accuse you. She can me too you falsely. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And then you
not
can get
liking
some serious jail time.
Wiping her up. And just like the wifing part, the marriage part, if you don't even marry, like we just said, where they gonna do all these, hoes? Like, you got to take them. A lot of men they don't want that. Even in space, that's the pressure. See, we're the guinea pigs. Imagine outside of the manosphere, they'll be like, I gotta marry these hoes. I say, yeah, worldwide. Even if you're traveling, I try to tell people, when you travel, when you see different countries trying to change their laws, and even MOT says worldwide, I said, yeah, it's gonna get bad, man.
It's gonna get real bad.
Yeah. That's how the world's collapsing. Yeah. That's just like how the world's gonna collapse. Yeah. If an empire dies, pussy is the first thing on the menu. Yep. You ain't gonna worry about that. Eric, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? Nothing much, man. I'm looking at Phoenicia Big.
Did you Borg?
I think he did.
He probably bored whenever he comes back in. But like, you gotta be careful with things like that. And it's just like, what my thing is, I tell people, like, I'm young, I still want to get into the dating market and all this other stuff, but I ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then you hear these chick stories. A lot of them, you can't even. They ran through. They have all these emotional ass accolades. Where I'm from, they got kids and all that other shit. And you ask them, why you got a kid? Oh, that nigga wasn't shit and this, that, and third. Well, if the nigga wasn't shit, you fucked him, right? You understand what I'm saying? You can't put that on. You can't put that on him. You got to think about yourself though. And they don't think like that. They just be like, oh, because I look sexy, I can go ahead and use this dude for child support and and this, that, and the third. And I just be like, this is ridiculous, man. Y'all don't like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, goddamn, I'm happy the situation I'm in. I don't got no kids. I'm focused on myself. I'm doing what I gotta do. But like, shorties out here be bugged out. And I'd be like, bro, I ain't gonna be no damn incel, not to insult them, but I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah. Take precautions, And that's what I advise on this channel. I always advise, you do what's right for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say certain brothers are getting to the wormhole and they'll feel like, oh, I don't want to date, or you know what I'm saying, you just got pump and dump in these hoes because they'll listen.
You don't have to. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll take it to the extreme and just don't think any woman is worth it. And I'm saying, like, okay, most women probably aren't, or a good percentage of them are probably full of shit. But if you find that one that is an anomaly or is respectful, you know what I'm saying, take it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta recognize the signals. That's the only thing I would advise to brothers. Like, just recognize the signals. If you know she's a piece of shit, she's a piece of shit. If she's worth it and she's worth it, still use precautions. but just try to see that journey for what it is. And if it don't work out, it don't work out. If it do, it do. You know what I'm saying? That's my viewpoint.
Right.
Eric, what's going on? Is your joint working?
Yeah, it's working. I'm reading Trinita Bigger's page saying if someone copies your child's name and they allegedly are afraid of you, that person is insane. 2 psychopaths have literally copied me, named their child after my baby Zion, Marion, and Milana Marone. Crazy these Looney Tunes baby daddy didn't stop them. Freaking creepy. And I said, wow. And she said, what did the girl who kidnapped Milana name her child? I'm sure you know this copying Milana's sister's name is going to make her Miss Selena Myra Moore, not forget her. I said, I know now. Yeah, she is very mentally ill, so obsessed with me that she couldn't even think of an original name for her daughter. Dang, mental illness is real. I pray my daughter's dad wakes up before she completely destroys him. She already destroyed his football career and his relationship with his father. Those kids need a healthy father. She is a lovely ass no fire. You will cause him everything and can be easily replaced. Hashtag Jennifer, hashtag Della. Yeah, she's going to stay block on my block list. Yeah, because
wait. Who did you say?
I said about me and Tronisha Biggers had a conversation on
Right.
Facebook.
So wait, hold on, Eric. I was gonna ask you this question real quick. Align with the conversation as well. What is your viewpoint about the sex laws, the sex workers? What is your viewpoint about women, like women these days? Like what is your viewpoint along the lines of like how women are? I don't know if you're in a dating field or whatever, but it's something I wanted to get out of brothers that come to this channel today, because I'm going to be discussing a later topic on women. Actually, Sir Obadyahu, if you ever stick around, if you come around to one of my panels I'm going to be doing next week, I think I'm going to be doing a topic about dark-skinned women, because the shit gets on my nerves with them.
Darkism.
Darkism. Because you know what?
I'll come in the chat.
Bro, because Rashida Stolberg, like, she really pissed me off. Like, she went on GC's panel and was just like saying some stupid shit.
I remember that. Yeah.
But Eric, what's your viewpoint, bro?
My viewpoint on sex workers?
Sex workers, legal prostitution in the United States, and what is your viewpoint of women, modern day women? What is your viewpoint?
Well, my viewpoint is that they should do something else besides that, because there's so many STDs. And it's hard to get rid of them. And plus, they want freaking money, because I had dealt with those kind of women before. And I didn't know what to do with them, with some of them.
I'm sorry, what type of women? What type of women you like? Women that was using you for your money, or what type of women you was dealing with? Because I don't want to say you was dealing with a prostitute or anything, or if you was, I don't know.
I had to say both.
Okay.
Because this one girl I met named Kelly, and she asked me for money, and she wanted to go to a hotel, a freaking hotel with her, so I can pay. Then she has kids, and I said, do I have to pay your kids to go to Chuck E. Cheese's? Do I have to be like Captain Save-A-Ho?
Try to make you the stepdad, the honorary stepdad.
Yeah. And she said, and you know what she said? She said her boys, she got 2 sons. Her sons are too old to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. They about in their teens.
In their teens? And then she's sitting up there telling you that, bro?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a problem with women. I don't have a problem dating women with kids.
Oh, you don't have a problem with, okay. I mean, certain dudes don't. I'm not saying it in a way like it's deflecting from it, but certain dudes don't have a problem with dating women with kids.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my father done it.
Okay.
My brother done it. My cousin's done it.
So you don't. Okay, so let's say it's a situation. The woman is still involved with the father of her child. So time to time, she may see the man because of her kids. And what if it comes out to the fact of the matter they still have an attraction to each other and they still might try to want to smash from time to time? Just bang them, right? Because you just bang them, it don't matter. Right. Okay. It's no problem in that. I just like to get perspectives. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like they still in love with their baby daddies. I've seen it. I've seen it with too many black people.
Okay.
Like they still got feelings, and when they watch TV with their current boyfriend, they start having flashbacks. What they did to their first love and stuff. Things that they used to do.
Right. I hear that. Sir Obadyahu, what you got on, man?
Yeah, yeah, man. That's how it's gonna be, man. Like you gotta be careful out here, you know. But I read news chat. He said, "Just bang them, bro." He said, "Legalize prostitution. It's gonna be awesome."
What the fuck is y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I ain't against it. Hey, listen, man. Like it is what it is. I'm just saying, y'all just gotta be careful, man. Like just like with everything, I say, you gotta proceed with precautions because you don't know what you're getting into. Don't be too into the pussy that deep. You know what I'm saying? You forget it. You know what I mean?
But they got laws in certain states. You got to marry these chicks, man. That's the scary thing about it. But I ain't. Yeah, you know that's what they're thinking about. That's what we just said. If they're on the street and they ain't got no money, that's the hard part. You know, trying to put them. Yeah. You know, he was saying that on the panel once. He said, "What happens if they lose all their money on the street?" I said, "Well, somebody's got to take them in." You know, that's that what's called pull up by your bootstraps. That's the mentality they're trying to go with. And I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Man, I'm not doing that. I'm straight, bro. Like, fuck that.
That's gonna be a lot of resistance right there for the men. They said, "We ain't doing that."
Yeah, it's really gonna be SYSPM.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What they trying to do is bad enough. You got it online. You don't want that on the street, man.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, what you start to understand is like a lot of women today, it's like they already show themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just try to deflect and say, "Oh, that's not me." It's like everywhere you look, it's hoes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many times they try to say, "Oh, that's not me," just because what I'm doing, what I'm wearing doesn't make me a hoe. I said, well, it don't mean that you got to be literally sucking a dude's dick and fucking him. But at the same time, you online, sitting up there putting something online the whole world can see, fam. Like you have the status of a hoe because of like what you're putting on there. That's why I talk about energy a lot, because it's the energy you're giving off. You know what I'm saying? You know, you still gotta deal with these. Then they get all these different things. They say, "Oh, y'all men pay so much attention to us, but y'all don't like us and this, that, third." Yeah, because of the way you dress, ho. I just want to smash.
Yeah.
Like, don't make my life harder. Make my joint harder, but don't make my life harder. Fuck,
yeah.
Like, shit is crazy, dog.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, man. That's basically it on that. But you know, I don't know. You know what, Sir Obadyahu? You know what I try to wonder about? Like, when we do annihilation, like us as progressive so-called black men, it's like, I wonder sometimes, like, because it's like, it's certain dudes you just gotta be aware of that be on some bullshit, like male feminists. Like, I don't know about you, I get like a male feminist ringer in my head. Like, some dudes would be saying some shit, I'd be like, yo, this guy is a male feminist, my nigga. Like,
yeah, he is. Yeah. Especially these groups call themselves MGTOW and IGMOR, and you got a lot of them compromised, but a lot of them came from MRA. It was a male-only group. But there's extreme groups like them. They have the most male feminist vibes. And the sad part, DS want to say it best, a lot of incels hijack all sides, really. And Angry Man warned them about it because they want to be the new game guys. That's what Kuda was saying. And that's true. I mean, it's competition. And then me and Wacky talked about it last night. It's so much competitiveness. Yeah, that's what happened to Brain Trust. They got their family lives. They can't be doing live streams all the time. I understand from Complex's point of view. Yeah, Complex point of view and everybody's point of view. They got lives outside of this. I mean, everybody ain't got time to do streaming. You know, if you have time and do your hobbies and you got points to make, like at least 4 hours, 5 hours the max, what I do, that's the best I'm gonna give you. You know, I'm not gonna give you 8 to 10 hours. That's ridiculous, man. And like what Platinum said, that's unhealthy. Yeah, it is unhealthy. You know, a lot of dudes, they worry about the wrong things, you know, complain about females. They're gonna do the same thing over and over again. That's one thing I've learned, is not to complain and just walk away, man. Leave this shit alone.
That's what I said, and that's what I was saying. Like the last 2 streams I was on, I'm just like, yo, bro, it really was ridiculous to hear niggas yell about fucking weeds, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like we're really talking about a shorty's hair. I said, I don't like Keisha, so they don't affect me because I don't want to deal with them. Oh, but it's the mindset of blah blah blah. But I'm like, you're not looking to change the mindset of these women if you know it's going to be dormant.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we really talking about? Like, we gonna be concerned with a bunch of strags in training? What the hell do we care? I don't feel like that's the thing I started to realize, and this is why I had to think about other topics that I was talking about with certain people. I was just like, you know what? It's not even worth having conversations with even certain women, right? Because these women already feel like, oh, y'all defeated in this, that, and third. Okay, well, fuck you. We don't want to deal with you anyway. You're not valuable to anything that we're trying to do. You're not progressive. Right. So you stay over there, we gonna do our thing. And that's why I just be like, yo, y'all really, and that's why I started to understand you, MOT, Zero, and a couple of other dudes in the space, because I'm just like, yo, like, it starts to become really redundant now. It's entertainment. It's entertaining. Because when you hear these dudes speak, they just be like, yo, you on that bullshit, fam. But it's like, you start to be like, yo, bro, are we really gonna talk about this the whole entire week? Some stuff we've been talking about for the last 40, 50 years. Like, we really doing this right now? Like, y'all gonna be talking about the same thing in 2025, bro.
You see it on Roger's panel a lot, and that's all his topics is about. That's why I call him the Great Reset, his other nickname. And when he gets on point, it's the ruthless, nice one. And he put that on the thing, and and I'll be laughing, man.
Yeah, like I like Roger Report. You know, it's good. And I was just saying, like, certain times I just don't want to keep talking about women. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Certain times you just gotta leave that alone. Like, I want to talk about like more progressive things with us as men. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, because it's like, do you label certain dudes in this space straight up hope dudes? Yeah, that's what I wonder. Like, you just straight up.
Yeah, it's hopeism. Yeah, it's hope.
Straight up hope
I try not to watch all his streams, but I want to see who's on the panel talking silly. That's the whole point of looking at their streams, to see who's dumb, wants to talk about women all the time. You have to look at the people on the panelists. That's how you study panels. And what I've learned is these dudes is lost. Even on Kuda's side, the same thing. They talk about game. He don't even want to talk about it because he's a square. He said, look, I'm leaving this shit and do a Udemy course. Yeah, the Udemy course he be talking about. That's his way out. Like, they get tired of that, man. Most of these dudes that create content, they're tired about talking about this stuff. They come and go. Like, me and Wack had a discussion last night. Like, they come and go. We've seen this before. You know, this ain't nothing new.
See, but I had a conflict with game because I was just like, I don't get it. I'm like, my thing is pussy, right? I mean, it's not difficult to pick up a chick if you put your mind to it. Like, yeah,
you can do it both ways. You can finesse it by getting it for free. If she really likes you, you know, it's nothing. You don't need no game to have it. Now, if you have charisma, like if you're like a Blovers or dude, yeah, you may need some, but I don't think you need it all the way. Now, I'm decent, but if I have that nice aura, you know, because you got a lot of these chicks like that. You got some of them want you to trick off of them, you know, automatically off the internet, really. And I've noticed that. I was like, well, damn, I had to lie to this one chick, right? Yeah. She asked me if I had OnlyFans, and I said yes. That means really no, because I had to lie. Now, if you say no, she gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? That's weird, ain't it? But that just shows you the power they have. That's their power, man. Because no, they want to suck you in, try to make you a simp. You know, I tell people that all the time. You know, if you say yes, it's basically no to them.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, I tricked them. I tricked one, and I started laughing. I did that. I lied about it because I lied about it.
Yo.
Oh my god! No, that's probably one of the worst things I did to that whore, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
But it's funny though how you treat people like that. But you know, some people like the lies, man. They just want to be lied to.
Yeah, they like to get lied to, and then they just be like, "Oh, well, you know, you're not supposed to be like that." It still tries to go revolve around some dominance and control, and I just like, not my story. Like, you know what I mean? I just try to teach, dude, don't get sucked in, because there's certain brothers I'll talk to in real life, and you know, they be like, "Yo, I just got this new shorty, bro," and I'd be like, "Yo, bro, that's cool. You got some new pussy, but bro, don't be calling my phone and texting my phone all the time like, yo, I don't know what to do." Like, bro. You know what you wanted. You wanted to smash. She gave you the cooch the first day. Keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we what else do we need to do? But I was saying my disagreement about game dudes, right? Because the thing about it is like what I didn't understand about the game dudes is it's like there's it's like game is not defined, it's taught, right? Like I wasn't understanding that. So I was disagreeing with a couple of content creators when it came to game because I'm just like, what the fuck is the point? Like the whole goal is to get pussy at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's basically
what I mean. And it's like y'all out here, like that's the reason I looked at game coaches funny, because I was just like, yo, y'all game coaches, like y'all got these dudes on here who's like who make it seem like they're beta, really. They make it seem like they're beta. And they say, yeah, because I'm the man.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd be like, but what? Like, look, certain things you're gonna go have. Like growing up, of course, men to men, we can give each other advice, and we can give. You can coach other men, fellow men, on what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was a mentor, so I could say that. But it's just like certain things as a grown man, you should be already able to figure out. I'm just being honest. There's no reason why. You need to buy this or buy that or course or this, that, and third, and all this selling in the books like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'm going to teach you how to do this as game and as a dating coach. I'll be sitting back like, nah. If I'm younger than all of y'all and I understand what to do to get in them panty drawers, what the hell you think I need to do with this book and this formula you trying to teach me? For what price? How is this a business model? You know, and certain dudes, let me say this for reference too. Certain dudes really be letting that polygamy shit get in their head, because what they really fantasize is about threesomes. They don't understand about the sisterhood. I mean, the sister wives and all that. Because I be hearing that conversation too, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get into polygamy. I said, if you understand how the average modern day woman is, how are you going to engage in polygamy, man? You understand? Like, how is that going to work, bro? So, nah, peace, David. What's going on?
Yeah.
But that was my whole quarrel about game dudes or the dating coaches. And I try to just restrict it back to like, let me not talk ish, but certain things is just kind of like, yo, I don't understand y'all dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I try not to get in those conversations. It's finesse. Everybody's got their own definitions of it. But to me, where I grew up, it's basically you're finessing a woman. And most of them don't even care if you get finessed, whatever. But when you go against if you're anti what they say game, and to me it's silly. You're actually helping women's argument, like calling us crazy anyway. That's why I'm getting those arguments. Yeah, because they notice when we're divided, they're so smart. And anytime on panels that you talk about it, that gives them power in a way. Because I try not to go to war with guys that believe in that. You can't change certain dudes like that. Now, Angry Man
believe in the game joint?
Yeah, in the game stuff. Like, if you notice, Angry Man wants to side with them. They always cool with each other at one point, even MOT. But the problem was you expose who they really are. But I don't get mad at them. That's their thing. That's their business. I don't try to dick police or whatever. But your boy, Miss 824, I don't want to say he's a dirty man, but which he has been proven, because anytime you mention that to him, he gets irritated, you know, and then when you troll him about it, it's some truth to it. You know, that's why a lot of people can't stand him, because he's got enemies all sides, but see, he likes to brag, you know, and then they're divided on that side. So how can you, okay, we know Angry Man's divided with Beasley and 2.0. Yeah. We know MOT's divided with Fantastic in the politics. I've seen that. I had to get away from that shit. And that was the smartest thing I did. I had to do my own content. I'm always already a content creator. So you can't side with dudes with one ideology. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. I've seen dudes crash and burn. Look at Thug Fishing. He went off with a girl at the end. So that's what's gonna happen.
He sure did. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, it don't change, man. That's the manosphere for you. You gotta think outside the box. That's why I laugh at dudes. I don't take this stuff seriously. It ain't even real. In real life, they wouldn't even last. I mean, it's like Kuda said, they're not fun because you can't bring a woman to manosphere because dudes be thirsty. It's like Platinum said, platinum is needed for a very specific reason. If you're thirsty and you have problems not getting women, he's gonna pull your whole card. He's doing it on purpose. Him and Ramil and everybody. So yeah. You have to be careful.
Funny you say that. It's funny you say that because looking online, right? Like you'll see these dudes. One woman in particular, we all know, JX.
Yeah,
right.
Look at the panel. Look at the whole panel.
The panel in the
and
super chat
panels too.
Because this is the thing. I'll be like, bro, when I was on her panels, like I was debating her. I was like, yo, you dead ass wrong. And it was nothing because I was just like, bro, I'm gonna hold you to that standard. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, well, what you saying is right because you're so beautiful. Like, fuck that. Like, you got to be real, fam. That's what it's all about. You got to keep it 100. And my thing about it is, Eric, mute up real quick. You're making a lot of noise. I'm going to mute you real quick, bro. What I'm saying is like, when I be watching, right, I'll be watching the joint, and you see these dudes just out of nowhere, they'll be sitting up there sending all these super chats. These super chats be like these little love letters and shit. Like, dudes be sending paragraphs, man. I be like, what are y'all doing, yo? Like, I'm not, yo. Like, nah, yo. It's just not the wave. And then you got other shorties on the panel who straight up just be calling men bitches all day long. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you recognize the shorty, Kat. She's also
she's wild. Yeah,
she's wild as hell, yo. And I be watching her on stream. She just be going off on dudes, yo. And she'll stay on that panel for hours.
Yeah, like on Platinum. Yeah, I sit back and just laugh, and dudes get exposed. But the whole purpose of it is in every space. When women come in these spaces, you got to have composure, man. That's the whole thing. Even on MLT, see, MLT don't give a lot of females wrenches. I tell Kuda there's a reason why he stand on what he stand on, And Fantastic, he give them all wrenches. I've noticed when I first subscribed to him last year in the summer. And that's weird.
Women wrenches?
Wrenches, yeah. He did that later on, because you can't trust these dudes. DS1 said it best. These dudes are thirsty, man. You have to look at the character of the content creator. Who's giving the most wrenches? That's why I don't take these dudes seriously. You can't follow them as a cult. I learned my lesson. See, studying MOT, he takes it too far with the politics thing. I don't agree on everything he says, but I understand where he's coming from. I've seen that solution before. That don't always work. It's a complex issue that men got to do. It's an individual thing. I've been out of this space before since 2014 when I stopped making content. And once you learn about content, you start seeing the real world. And then when I got back into it, and that's like, this is what y'all talking about. Y'all ain't social in the real world. So, I'm in my early 30s. Yeah, I'm in my early 30s, and I understand how people operate and women operate. So I have no problems getting females, but you just can't make them the whole focus on the internet. And it's like DS1 said, they live on the internet. And that's the problem.
It's true. And that's why I try to, it's like, yo, it's cool we do this because, I don't have a problem socializing with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it just got to be a point, like, y'all got to give that shit a rest, fam. Like, I think I'm probably going to make that a topic later on because this internet beyond just the manosphere and YouTube, I'm just looking at people on Clubhouse and dudes really be beefing. Like, they'll just be like, yeah, you came in my chat room, nigga. Why are you here? And this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going to see you on the block, son. And I'd be like, yo, what? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm going to keep it a stack. I'll be honest. I was duking it out with dudes that was against the manosphere, calling them hypocrites and calling them liars and trying to expose these lame ass niggas for sitting up there talking about they against the manosphere, but they want to still sit up there and come up on panels and come up in the chat when it comes to that shit. And I expose them. I'm like, yo, don't tell me you if you want to be against a particular sector, that's none of my business. I'm okay. That's cool. That's your shit. But at the same time, keep that same energy. Don't come around to panels that is associated with the space, but then you want to sit up there and talk about, yeah, y'all this and y'all that. It's because and then one of the dudes that I had a disagreement with, dude just try to say, oh, you get all your talking points from so and so, and I'm like, I don't even watch his channel, so you're merely putting something on me that doesn't apply to me, yo, and trying to downplay me, and that's what I'm saying. I'll admit that I was engaging in, like, you know, just trying to call him out and just be like, you're a fraud and you're a hypocrite. But I mean, as far as it's concerned now, what I said on the Brownstone Powwow, this is also therapy to understand myself. So I was just like, yo, I'm good off that. Even if I did it last week, I'm good off that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, brothers in the space and brothers in the space on YouTube, Clubhouse, I've seen it all, man. And it's just amazing how these dudes really be so engaged in that. And I remember, like, you know, especially IG. You know, you be in the comment section, you know, the video posts out the content. Yeah. And you'd be like, yo, I don't agree with this, such and such. Motherfuckers is leaving like 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs, adding your name and all that other stuff. And you'd be like, yo, y'all really mad, impressed about this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you should have seen Ramil's stream about that Derek Chauvin case. MOT had to say, he called David Monroe a helmet head, classic MOT style, right? And he was up there. See, Dave was up there first, and then DOD, right? And then Stream Teams called him a known doc. So I said, leave DOD out of this. And he agreed with MOT too. But they was arguing a little bit. But Fantastic came later, right? And talking this ish. And then Big Truck kind of defended MOT with the Chauvin case. And he said, that man's guilty. And they was going at his head, him and Bro Truth. That's funny. Bro Truth was a nobody when he was on that panel of Fantastic. He started out as a panelist, you know, in the comments and all that. And then I tried to tell him one time we was on the panel together, like last year, make a damn channel in November. I said, what are you waiting for? All this shit, make some content, dude. See, I hate when you become a panelist and you come from the chat, make some damn content first before any one of these. See, what I did, I worked my way to the bottom and to get to where I at. Now, I earn my subscribers, unlike these other dudes. They bought theirs. I don't do that.
Oh, they bought
who does that? Yeah. Who does that? And then when Kuda said that, yeah, you know, we know a certain individual bought a subscriber, and I understand he's trying to get a certain status with BGS and them. So it's jealousy. The elder has a certain voice. They haven't tripped him yet. You know, it's coming. You know, the summer's gonna be fun. You know, we're gonna see who's got the knowledge now. Yeah, it's gonna be fun because they're gonna have a new topic. It's a pattern. It's a pattern what they do. You know,
because I heard, not to interrupt real quick. Because I heard from another channel that I was watching, I think he's Jamaican or whatever, and he was talking about. Hold on, I'll respond in private chat. What I was hearing, he's like, "Yo, it's about to be a good summer, yo. It's about to be a good summer," and I was just like, "Yo, this is crazy," because I'm just like, yo, like all this argument and all this other stuff, it's gonna come to a head. But in terms of buying this subscriber shit, it's like, I don't believe in that. And I started the channel in November. And I was just like, look, I work hard to do whatever it is that I got to do. No, I'm not at 1,000. I'm far from 1K. I literally says how many subscribers I have. I have 98 as it stands. But I understand what my mission and purpose is. I can never be the type of person to want to buy subscribers. I'm just not. You know, I don't really believe in that. You work hard for what your craft is. You know? That's just how I think. I would never want to buy subscribers. You know, I just gotta work harder and just understand the algorithm and what is it that I gotta do. But just buying subscribers in a space though, like what? That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree with News comment. Wrenches don't mean that much, Dave. It's just like it's given. It can be easily taken away. Yeah, I've had my wrenches taken away a few times from Wacky, MOT, and all this stuff. But they take that shit to extreme. They should never created that feature. Yeah, that wrenches thing. I laugh at that, man. I'm a better man without a wrench. Over Ramil's channel. That's like, thank God I'm not a mod on his.
And I don't make a big deal about
it. They don't mod right. They don't mod trolls right. This is what Arda Itmore said best. Y'all don't know how to get rid of doxers. Well, see, this is their compromise. And I try to take women. We'll see that. You failed. They'll block you out. You know, I noticed that. I'm like, what the hell?
And the thing about it is, I've like, one of the things that I was able to see and I guess participate in since I was on a panel, it was another incident where, you know, some guy made a big deal about his wrench being taken away. He was just like, yeah, F the manosphere now because I took the wrench. And I just was looking at it like, bro, it's a wrench. Like we get wrenches all the time, bro. Like, you know, I got wrenches on a couple of channels because they
Same here. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they respect me. And then it's just like when I know there's a troll, I just sit up there and I time them out. It's actually fun. I like timing people out. Like it's
same
actually,
here.
You know what I mean? When you know it's a troll, you be like, yo, time them out, yo.
I do it over Kudas, Platinums. I used to do it at MOTs. I did it in Brain Trust. I did it over Wackies a few times. I did it over at who else I got a wrench? Oh yeah, and sometimes Mace Taggart. He's cool. I support Mace heavy over there. So yeah.
Like, yo, like what was it? Cause it's like, you know, you'll have your mixes. Like you'll have a couple of dudes that come in and start trolling. Then you have those divestors that come in and they'll start talking shit, and you just time them out, and they be like, yo, let me speak. Why y'all timing me out?
Yeah, let me get my shit off.
Let me get my shit off. And then see with these shorties, like you see, like one thing, it goes back to our topic about these dudes being thirsty, yo. Like certain dudes that be having the wrenches, they be timing out people who just have a difference of opinion. I was like, you don't understand what a troll is, bro. That's not a troll. Yeah. They just disagree with what that person said. Why are you timing them out?
Yeah. They do this all the time. Like sometimes if they disagree with the point, like women, that's understandable, but like a guy, like when it comes to politics, all that's normal, and they just get you up out of it. They can't stand you if they have problems with you. They're like, I said, well, let me time this fool out. He's pissing off my content creator. I'm going to have to protect him, you know. And I'm just laughing like, dude, this ain't no mob, bro. Like, who got allegiance to these niggas, man? I'm like, these niggas is nobodies, man. Come on, man.
I must do it for such and such content creator. Like,
they want to protect this down, man. Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I timed out Game Changers as well. I forgot I had a wrench over there too, but you know, I don't know if I have it now, but since the shit split, but you know. I just leave him hanging because you got too many thirsty dudes over there. I said, nah, I'm good on him. He got mad because I had a wrench from China White, and I'm like, we're cool, but it ain't no sexual shit. You know what I mean? We talk in the chat. That's it. I have my composer, but one thing I respect about her, she don't come on panels with me. And it's just like what Perfect Timing said. Yeah, if you have a certain voice, you're a man, they're not gonna come up and mess with you. You know, that's just facts. I've been on panels with JX a few times. She's decent. She's cool.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what I'm saying. I first came on a panel, everything was chill, and it's just like we kept it real. We was laughing, giggling, this, that, and third. But I just don't. My thing is, I just want to laugh certain times because, especially with JX shit, like dudes really be coming on panels trying to shoot their shot, and I just be sitting here like, y'all dudes are something else, man. And all you gotta do is hear these dudes talk. The way they be talking, because what? Oh, I got you. All you gotta do is hear these dudes talk, yo. And once they start getting into their little stories and all this other dumbass shit, yo, like, oh shit, I'm bugging out. My fault. Go ahead and talk, sir. I'm just gonna go ahead and do something in the chat real quick.
Okay. Yeah, man, they be crazy about these wrenches, man. It's just like News said, like they create gangs. Yeah, you know, I that don't make me as what a person I am. You know, I'm a man without a wrench. You know, a wrench, that's just a feature they added. And like in the chat, I wish YouTube never created something like that. And these chat rooms is funny. You know, I used to chat on Moco Space years ago, and we used to get in there with people, trolling the shit out of them. But when you get to online, this modern day YouTube and panels and shit. See, panels is new. It's like the new Block Talk Radio. You know, StreamYards is something else. And these dudes get super emotional about shit, man. They be start whining about it, didn't want to buy your rent and stuff. I'm like, dude, where is this energy coming from, man? Like, you know, and that's why I try to keep my channel somewhat intellectual and a little balanced, different topics. And, you know, even the stuff I've been talking about, my whole channel was about. You know, I used to talk about that stuff, and it's classic joints you can look at. But yeah, that's just me, you know, and I've done that, you know, and I tell people all the time, you know, like I got thousands of subscribers myself. I did it the long way. I didn't do it the short way, like buying subscribers and stuff that you see in.
How long did it take you with that process?
Oh, it took me some years. In 2019, I finally got it. And then next year, and it started growing. And I'm like 1,000 in the 190s right now. I'm trying to get over that, you know, get where Wacky's is. Yeah, it takes time. You know, people like your content. I'm trying to stay away from other people's panels and learn from how to control the chat room with 10 people. You know, that's gonna be easy. You start out with 6 or 8. You know, it depends on the topic. You know, who messes with you or not. You know, you learn from people in the chats who really like what you say in the comments. You talk to them, but when you get on
Right.
panels, when I say, "Oh, they legit," okay, cool. I was
Right.
cool with Gabe
You get
Abe,
that
you know, in the chat for
validation.
years. Yeah, last year with Gabe Abe, he's a really cool dude. We was on the panel talking about utilitarianism, man, like the change the construct. He asked me about certain books. Yeah, I've read the ideology before, but I heard it from BGS when he did that Black Pill video with Owlman and Batman, and he threw it out there on the Black Pill video with the Justice League. He brought those two terms up, like nihilism and utilitarianism. That's what those videos was based off that video. That's why I started doing videos on it. I had ideas coming back into 2021, and now I'm doing live streams on it. I mean, it's brilliant, man. It then upgraded to 10 people. I mean, I'm proud of myself this year. You know, come from looking at from replays, live chats, panels, and now doing my own. You know, that's an
That's what's up,
accomplishment.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
have
gotta
to.
definitely. Yeah, you definitely. You know, always recognize your hard work. You know what I mean? And listen, I'm just happy. I even got close to 100 starting off, and I've been here since August, bro. Like, I didn't even start the channel until November. You know what I mean? And I was just like, nah, I'm gonna just work at it. I'm gonna do it because I know I could be very expansive with whatever it is that I'm talking about. You know, real life and here on YouTube. So that's why I was just like, look, I just can't sit back and just be a panelist. Like, it's cool for a little while, but I was just like, if I got all these ideas, fuck it, yo. Like, what is the link? Here's my email. I'm gonna just go start it up. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree, bro. And I mean, yeah, bro, you already know. I'll definitely support all the time, man. Like, you know, you gotta support each other in this joint. I just don't, like I said, I just don't believe in buying subscribers. That's just not me. You know, you work hard to do what you do. People fuck with your content. They do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get a couple of videos that might be 10 views. You might get a
or 13 or 28.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I've been there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? At certain times, you might just blow your joint up. You get like 800, 700, a K. You know what I mean? Like, I just be hyped up. I'd be like, yo, my topics is really lifted. And I'm just like, yo, I'm cool. You know? So that's just a great thing that I like to see.
Yeah, I just started a live, so I'm about to hop off, man. I mean, appreciate you having me on, man. Like,
bro, thank you for coming through, man.
Yeah, keep up the great work, man.
Appreciate you, bro. You know what? I don't know if you can. I'll probably jump off. Nobody else jump on probably next 15 to 20, and then just come over to your joint.
Yeah, it's an open panel. I dropped a link in my chat, so yeah, I'll be
on. Right. Let me see. You got it. You don't mind if I just send a link, right?
Yeah, you can. I put one in the back chat too. Yeah.
All right, I got you. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them do all that. Yo, thanks for coming through, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Peace.
Later.
Eric, you here?
Yeah, it's just me and you now.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Tanisha, she's going through a whole lot, man. She's fighting to get her daughters back because the system is corrupted. Because I saw articles that she's a fugitive for child custody interference, and I think through my mind, like, they set her up because it's this guy that did this so he can get his daughter back and convince another guy that Tanisha had never married because she married to the guy who offered the guy the deal, who she was never married and was absent in his daughter life. And he made a deal to destroying her image. And people, half of us understands, half of them don't. Because he's been through domestic violence twice. First, it was that guy who broke a freaking neck, and now this guy, and he was in AEW, and he went against the Guns, Billy and his son Austin, and Sonny kissing this white guy from Jersey. And he also has a newborn Same thing with the other guy too. Like, whoa, name after the one of her daughters. Like, wow, this is so crazy. You can't come up with the name because I had read an article on that. Like, wow, like something ain't right. And Tranisha had told me this a million times to stop talking about them, the ones who are child abductors and stuff. So they can get what they want. So they can get what they want.
Yeah, it seems like a crazy situation, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because I talked to the girl. The girl had messaged me first because I went into her Facebook to see what was going on and stuff, and she messaged me. Then she asked me, I went through your profile page, and it seems that you know Tranisha. I lied to her and said, I barely know her. Then she said that her family doesn't like her. Then I had to say that, oh, she's a beautiful, strong, black, educated woman. Then I had sent her videos. I sent the girl videos and said, then she like, whoa. Then she said I was going after her. I was threatening him and coming after him. It was something she had said. I'm like, that's not even like that, okay? I just want to know what's what, you know? Because the guy, he made a mistake. Because the girl is not helping him, and he was in the NFL. He was with the Washington Redskins, and I think it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or something. And he got a younger brother, who is also a football player. Mm-hmm. Because he was diagnosed with bipolar. That's what he had did. That's what his diagnosis was, bipolar. Then he dealt with depression and stuff. Like, whoa, this man been through a lot. Because I heard that he was absent for like a decade. He was absent of being with his daughter. Like, he wasn't there with her nearly a decade, is what I had been told by Tranisha.
Yeah, he was basically like deadbeat dad for the first 10 years.
Yeah, like nearly like the first 10 years, and started to come back. When this guy had abused her, and he warned him. No, he warned her. My bad. He warned her about how this guy is. He talked to the guy when they were friends, and escaped from him because he was being so abusive. He had abused her, and after that, he sexually assaulted her. And the man is a freaking rapist, and he is a psychopath. He's psychotic. He can talk properly and stuff. Because I talked to the guy before. I never had to confront him. He can be all well spoken, but at the same time, he got like psychological tendencies. Like, he is ill.
Based on what he suffers from.
Yeah, mentally ill. Because he was in the military. He was in the army. I think between 2011 and 2016, before he came back to wrestling.
So I think I lost my train of thought on the question. But what by what you're describing, by what you're describing, it just seems as if it's a very bad dynamic from the start. And I think as far as what you're telling me, that was just a very much unstable relationship, that cost her having a child, and the unfair balance between her and the father. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see. Just a shout outs to Hafeez real quick. Hafeez, thanks for coming through. You're welcome to hit the link to come up on the panel. I would like to hear your words. And I'm not trying to call you out when I say this. I believe you. Oh, okay. I believe you're from the UK, right? Well, look, listen. My viewpoint is simple. Anybody is allowed to come through, man. Okay. Hold on for a minute, Eric. Just let me say this out loud. So when it comes to the Brownstone Powwow, this is a peace panel. Like anybody can come through and give their perspective. More than welcome to. This is what it's all about. But Hafeez, what's going on?
What's up, Bronzebird? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Thanks for coming through.
Hey, Brownsford. I'll see you later, man.
He's scared of me, Eric. Yeah, man, Eric. Why are you running off for?
All right.
I'm not going to say anything. Stay. I just need to talk to my homie Bronzebird.
Yeah. He just left after you got on.
Bronzebird, what was he? Bronzebird, was he on about? Yeah, I could tell you're getting bored of the guy.
I'm sorry?
What was he on about? I couldn't understand what the dude was saying.
He's talking about some woman. I'm not from Facebook. I don't know the whole story.
This guy does not check his facts. He always goes on about Tunisia Biggers, whatever, right?
That's who he was talking about. I don't know.
Me and Hiroshimaru, shout out to Hiroshimaru. We did some research on Tunisia Biggers, and Eric Melendez makes it look like that Tunisia Biggers it's like she's all holy and a saint. Mm-hmm. When in reality she was done for, I think, child support fraud or something in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Nah, Eric, man, do you know why Eric don't like me? Do you know why it's Bronzebird? I'm cool with everybody in this YouTube community, but it's like with him, it's like he can't. He's not. The way he's Bronzebird, it's like he's not man enough. Like you, I just thought I'd join the stream, just to give a shout out to you and just see how you're doing and stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Because I seen you on Mr. Money AD stream, and his streams are funny, man. I mean, you have a laugh on you'll have a laugh on Mr. Money AD streams, but yeah. I don't know how you do it, Mr. Bronzebird, how you deal with the Eric, man. I mean, we all fed up with the guy.
Well, this is the thing. I swear, man, because what's really crazy about this whole situation? You just started commenting, and I was just like, okay, yo, I see you from ADs. I was like, no problem, jump on the stream with me. But then as soon as you get on, he's just like, I gotta go. And wait a minute. You usually stay on my streams the whole entire time until I say it's time to go. So now that Hafeez comes here, now all of a sudden it's just like hop off the stream. Like I've never seen. That's crazy. I've never see Eric do that. I'd never see Eric do that.
I'm a chilled out guy. I'm cool with it. Like I just mentioned, I'm cool with everybody. It's like I even said to the guy, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything to you. I just thought, just join the stream, listen to what Eric's spewing out his mouth. And it's always bullshit, to be honest with you. I mean, he doesn't make sense. I mean, Bronzebird, did you watch one of his videos recently? He was in a laundromat and he was like talking to himself, and I think from his cameras you could tell there were people in the laundromat like doing the laundry and stuff. And I'm thinking, how does this fool get away with it? I mean, people might be thinking this guy's either retarded or something.
You use the term tardo.
Yeah. I'm from the Bronzebird, so I don't know if I say that might be offensive to some people. But
No. It's, I don't know. Like, it's weird because nowadays you're in the era of like Me Too and all these liberal movements. So if you say certain things, it's offensive. You're not supposed to offend and all this other stuff. And this is the thing. This is the thing about Eric. Like, this is the thing that I'm not understanding. As far as I'm concerned, Eric is a known troll that's a racist. And
do you know why it's Bronzebird with a guy like him, right? Bronzebird, look at this. I know a lot of people, right, that they've said racist shit in the past, but they've kind of become better people. They've changed their lives around. People like him and his homies, Malik and Omega. It's like what I was telling someone. I'm like, they get away with so much crap. It's like Malik X now. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Bronzebird, but he likes spreading a lot of racist hate speech on YouTube. I don't know how is this guy still on YouTube? Has he not been taken off yet?
I didn't know all that. See, the only thing I knew was like he's a troll. That's the only thing that I really knew about Eric. Like this was constantly said, and then Hero brought it out, and then Blue Lion brought it out, and then it's just like when you see him on the stream. The last time he was on the stream, he was sitting up there porn bombing. Like that wasn't even. It wasn't even really like like the X-rated joint. It was just like the whole entire like them just making out. So you just seen it,
right? Yeah.
Huh?
Do you know the Mr. Money AD? I think you were on the stream as well. I was already on there for a bit, and Bronzebird. Eric released a video where he was giving shit to my boy Ant-Man. He goes, "What have you done for the black community?" And I took on a private talk. I go, Eric, you like saying what people at Ant-Man done for the black community? I go,
wait, Hafeez, what was that? Was that the stream where we was arguing, 80 and was arguing with Elite?
Nah, I think it was this Saturday that just been Bronzebird.
Okay, because I was just trying to, because that whole entire conversation, like, what do you do for the black community, got brought up, and then he's like, for the nation, and I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, bro?
I asked him a simple question.
Hold on, Hafeez. How the hell did this guy find my stream? Yo, how did this guy find my stream, yo? That's crazy. I'm not gonna say who it is. That's crazy though. Continue. My fault, Hafeez.
No, it's all right, Bronzebird. I go, Eric, what have you done for the black community? And he comes out with, I show black lesbian porn for the black community.
Yeah, he does.
What a guy, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He always does that. And then Eric, yo, it's just about being honest with you, bro. Like you really do be trolling. You understand?
Yeah.
Let me explain this to this clown. I don't even understand how I attracted this random dude to my channel. Yo, Mr. Man Jose, Mr. U in the chat, all that trolling you do, because I got the power, I can block your ass. You realize that, right? So if you're going to keep on trying, I'm going to let you go for another 4 to 5 comments and hear what you're going to have to say. But I can block you, right?
Yeah.
So you might want to chill out over here with the Brownstone Powwow, you dig? But it is what it is. I'm not even mad, yo. Like this is just crazy as hell.
Subscribe to your channel once I'm definitely gonna subscribe to your channel, man.
Oh, you have?
I think I need to check, but I've subscribed. Do you know why like people
just look right now. Just see if you can toggle it in the next thing, and it just says Bronzebird.
Yeah, let me just have a look, Bronzebird. Yeah. But otherwise, I've subscribed to your Mr. Money AD, Brandy, because I'll be honest with you. Bronze, but I'm from the UK, but I'm talking about this liberal crap. Like, it's annoying because you know what it is, right? I don't know if y'all. I'm not gonna ask why you're political, what party you follow, but that's like your own thing. But it's like with all this, even in the UK, man, it's kind of rubbed off all that liberal crap. To be honest.
Yeah, and we was talking about that earlier with the whole liberal, because I know a couple of people from the UK that's on YouTube that I'm cool with. And I was saying that whole entire liberalism thing when I watch who's the white guy that has that morning news. I think he got fired recently.
Oh, Piers Morgan,
exactly. Yeah,
so he was big in the. I think he was quite big in the US. I think a couple of years, but I don't know if he still is. But
I heard he got fired. From
he did.
Right. And thing about it is,
sorry, Bronze, because the TV show, it was like you have like Fox News and you have all these like The View and all these shows. We have one in the UK called Good Morning Britain.
Yes,
he came on that now. To be honest with you, with Piers, I know like I can agree with him and I can disagree with him, but to be honest with you, Piers, one thing to my ears about him, Bronze, with Piers Morgan, and it talks sense. If you listen to the guy, like you be honest, like when I listen to liberals talk, like. They talk out their ass. They don't make sense.
Yes, they talk out their ass for real.
Like, why is Bronze? Like, I think we heard about the Shannon Osbourne incident. Like, that kind of made me annoyed because it's like these liberals, they act like all your friends, but they stab you behind your back. They act like snakes behind you.
And you know what, Hafeez? When he was talking about the liberal thing, I think what happened with Piers Morgan, the reason why he got so much heat is because he was talking about the actress that got married to the prince.
Yeah,
Yeah, Meghan Markle, about how that was a whole entire, problem out there. But my whole viewpoint on that was it was already, to be honest, I think it was more or less just a racist situation because
What is? Do you know what is?
you know why? Because she's biracial, and with them in the Queen's line, they want everything to be their nation and their nation only.
Yeah.
So they even have the idea that there's somebody else with another nation, especially someone who's so-called black. Half of that are biracial. They have a problem with that, and that's what I witnessed from them.
Do you know why is Bronzebird? I don't know how the media is like it. I think the media in the UK is really awful. Like these fuckers, they get hyped over everything. It's like, when there's all this little peace in the world, these media's like they just get a kick out of it, like stirring stuff up and causing arguments and causing distress. Like with this COVID situation now, Bronzebird in the UK, like people are trying to. Do you know why? It's like, be honest with you, Bronzebird. A lot of people are like struggling mentally because of the media. Because it's like when there's a bit of peace and there's a bit of hope, these media, they're just kind of like twisting words and cause like fear mongering and people.
Yeah, fear mongering. Yeah.
That's what it is with me. I stay away from all the media because, like, I get updates on my Facebook, but I just don't bother reading. I'm like, these guys, they just make money off the situation.
Of course, that the whole entire plan at the end of the day is to put people into submission. Yeah. So when you put them into submission, they're going to be more than likely to obey exactly what you're saying. And this was a crazy thing, Hafeez, because I remember I was just out today, and I was just walking around before I got on the train. And I was walking down the street or whatever, and I just seen these people. They came up to me. They was like, "Hey, how you doing? Do you want to take the vaccine?" And I was like, "Oh hell no, I don't want to be taking no vaccine."
Do you know what it is?
One person, and then it was one person who asked me because they literally got out their seat because it was like a camp, like how they set up a tent and all that other stuff. They set up a tent and they had like at least 2 to 4 chairs out there. So the girl seen me or whatever. And she was like, how you doing? Da, da, da. I was like, yeah, I'm good. It's like, you want to take the vaccine? Did you get the vaccine? Did you get vaccinated? I was like, no, I didn't get vaccinated. And then it was like, you want to take the vaccine? No, I'm not taking no vaccine. Then it was a second woman. Yeah, and then it was a second woman that saw me walking. And he was like, are you okay? And da, da, da. I'm like, why y'all ask me all these weird-ass questions?
No, it is, Bronzebird. In my situation, like, I'm like more open. If you get the vaccine, good for you. If you don't get the vaccine, good for you. Right. And it's your choice if you want to take it. Like, I'm not. Do you know what? I don't understand. A lot of people, like, I think one of my mates, I think Leon was on it, but shout out to Scorpion Death Drop. He even said it like, I think it might have been, I don't know who it was, but it's like, if you get the vaccine, you don't need to tell the whole world about it. Just keep it to yourself. Like, you don't need,
exactly.
Like, for example, if I get it now, I'm gonna like, obviously, I know a lot of people that have got it because you know what it is now. If you work in healthcare, especially like in this country, I don't know how it's in America, but you have to take the vaccine.
No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Like, I know a lot of people that have took it, but they don't. Or do you know a lot of people they like to tell the whole world, like, keep that stuff to yourself. I mean, if you take it, good for you. If in a way, I think people they get upset because they're like, oh, you took the vaccine, so you don't have to rub it in my face and say, oh, well, why are you not taking the vaccine? I mean, it's up to you. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't want to take it, it's all end of this, your choice. I mean, I can't tell somebody now, or like, why you're not taking the vaccine. It's up to them, end of the day.
At the end of the day, right. But Hafeez, let me ask you a question on that then. Now, you being in the UK, like, you obviously know people personally who took the vaccine.
Yeah.
Now, was there anyone who might have called an ailment or something might have happened to their body after they took the vaccine?
I'll be honest with you, Bronzebird. I'll be honest with you, I mean, a lot of people in my family have took it. Now, one of my neighbors, she took the Pfizer one. Now, I'll be honest, this is like, I'm telling the God honest truth here. Like I said, I took one of my neighbors too, because you know what it is like, once you take the vaccine, I think you can't take you can't drive your car because of the side effects. Now, I'll be honest, this is all that happened. One of my neighbors took it, Bronzebird. She did get a couple of side effects, but, just the usual headaches and, feeling ill. But she was fine the next day. After the 24 hours, she's fine. She was normal. It's just you get the sore arm. Like, now my dad had to take it because, my dad now, he does have a lot of health conditions, Bronzebird. Plus, he's heading towards his 60s as well. And he's had like asthma, diabetes and diabetes and stuff.
Right.
My dad took it. Well, first time when he took it, it takes its effect. Like he was like feeling headaches and feeling tired, and but then after that, like the next, it usually 24, 40 hours, he was fine. He took his second one as well, Bronzebird, and he only had a sore arm. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that much. You know what it is? It's like, I mean, you know what it is, Bronze, but I just tell people, like, if you're unsure, just do your own research. I mean, the media, like what we were just talking about, Bronzebird, they get kicked out all, like, like Bronzebird, look, for example, look at this situation now with the Black Lives Matter movement. Don't you feel like they're causing a civil war between black people and white people?
Hafeez, I'm gonna tell you, because I talk about this on my channel. You'll actually be surprised what I think about Black Lives Matter. So I'm gonna say this thing about the vaccine, then I'm gonna get into Black Lives Matter. So my thing on the vaccine, the reason why I asked you is because I don't know if the chemicals that they use in the vaccine is more FDA approved out in the UK, because UK is different with their whole entire. It's different. So over here, the reason I asked you is because people have told me people have died from the vaccine. So there isn't no certified like vaccine that's like, okay, we know for sure this is safe because we did a clinical trial and everything was okay. There's people who's literally getting ailments or even catching COVID off the vaccine.
Bronzebird, but I know a lot of people that took the Pfizer one. Couple of my friends took it. One of my friends who works for the health, our country's healthcare system, I think she took one of the vaccines, but because when I was unsure, I usually speak to her because she's working on the front line. She knows like the ins and outs of what's going on.
Right.
So, I mean, she told me that there wasn't no issues. But I think like other countries, it might be an issue. Like I'm not.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, Hafeez, because that's what I was saying. Because over here in the U.S., there's still no like certified like this has been okay because X amount of patients took it and nothing happens to them. And that's why I'm saying like with the UK, y'all might be a little bit different. That's why I'm saying like you never know with it, because you're telling me the people you knew, even people in your family took the vaccine, nothing happened to them. But over here, we really heard cases of like people dying or getting an ailment.
I heard about that as well. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're a little bit uptight about it because it's just like, I'm not taking no vaccine. And even with the COVID right now, what I found out the other day, India is really having it really bad.
India is really having it bad.
Out. You know what I mean? So it's just really crazy about the vaccine and just trying to figure out what to do, because one thing that I started thinking about the vaccine, I'm like, are they going to force it everywhere you go? Like you can't go to work or you can't go to the supermarket or you can't even travel, because I would like to travel.
What they're doing here, where I live, Bronzebird, they're thinking of making vaccine passports. They're thinking of making vaccine passports. But it's like they're still like debating it if they should. But obviously, I don't know until our country's government decides. Because I'll be honest with you, in a lot of places now, obviously in the UK, we have like I know you lot call it grocery stores, but we call it supermarkets. Now, a lot of people go Bronzebird to the supermarkets, but at least 50% or whatever, they're not vaccinated. So you can still openly go to a supermarket even if you're not vaccinated.
Right. And I mean, we have grocery stores, we have supermarkets too out here. Because right now it's not like that. But I'm just saying because I'm in New York. If you didn't know, but I just. It's not that I'm worried about it, but it's just questions I ask because it's just everyday living starts to become complicated because it's just like, oh, if you don't have the vaccine, you're kind of like bonded and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not taking no damn vaccine.
And asking questions because that shows you're more open-minded.
Right. Because you need to know things like that. Especially if you're putting something in my body, like I want to know about it. I'm not just going to go ahead and do it just because you tell me.
Like with these liberals now, like they're kind of false people. They're kind of false. Like, what's good though about you, Bronze? You're more open-minded. You're a free thinker. It's good that you're asking these questions because you need to have that knowledge, don't you? Really, like before you do something. It's like you can't just jump. Like with me as well now, Bronzebird. I had to speak to a couple of friends who work in the healthcare system in our country, and just to get advice and you know, what to do. But I don't, in every situation like that, I always like getting medical or speaking to friends who work in the healthcare system of our country.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Jose said it right here in the comment section right here. He said the vaccination killed off lab test ferrets. Ferrets have short lifespans, so it affects them faster. Expect the side effects in 5 to 10 years if you ain't that old. And you know, it is very cautious. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I think about things like that. Oh, so I wanted to get into the Black Lives Matter conversation.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Bronzebird, obviously, like, I don't want to, obviously, I know you might have different viewpoints, but like, are you a big support of the movement?
I'm actually not.
Yeah, like, same. I'll be honest with you, Bronzebird. I'll be honest with you, I'll tell you a personal story now. Do you know, in all the situation, because in the UK as well, we had protests over George
Floyd. Yeah, y'all had, but there was a situation that happened in either UK or France that there was a similar situation with a cop that put a lot of force on some black man. Am I wrong?
I'm not too sure, bro.
It was some story. It was some story that happened around the same time as George Floyd.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not. You know, all these people that say defund the police. I kind of hate that shit crap because we need cops in there. We need cops to, you know, they're to be in our communities to, like, you know, as protectors and help us out. If we just defund all the cops now, I don't blame a lot of cops now that, you know, just quitting the force and saying, "Yeah, forget this, we're done." Because you need cops. I know you get good cops, you get bad cops everywhere. Right. Even in you get good cops and bad cops.
You know, and the reason I say that I don't support Black Lives Matter, it's one of the things we talk about a lot from the space that I'm from, Hafeez, because I had conversations with any family members. I would be defined as a black man. So my thing about it is their whole entire thing is to erase black men out of the picture.
The nuclear family situation.
Nuclear family, exactly. So you see it. They erased it and they said we're not important. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not valuable to the quote unquote community that is. And the thing about it is that what they're doing is they're giving more of their attention to the LGBTQ community and giving more of their stuff talking about women. They're endorsing single motherhood. And my thing about it is, if you're bragging and you're talking about how the community needs to come together, which it's not something, because I'm not going to restrict myself as a black man. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like me and you can have conversations. We're cool. I'm not going to, like, say if you're a white man, like my views about you wouldn't change. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll be honest, but I'm Asian myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
you Southeast Asian?
Yes, obviously I'm mixed. My dad's Pakistan. My dad's Pakistani. My mom's Indian, so I'm mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is, like, you know, I don't understand, like, obviously with this Black Lives Matter now. Be honest with Bronzebird, I've experienced racism when I was growing up, because obviously I live in the UK and it's now obviously, like, it's predominantly white. You have Asians. I obviously have a lot of Asians now, but once upon a time it was mostly white people.
Yeah.
Now I've experienced racism growing up, but otherwise I don't let it define me. Basically, my motto is, like, if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. If you respect me, I respect you. I've got friends of all different backgrounds. I'm cool with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, it's like, I know, like, obviously you mentioned you're from the African American community as well. So it's like, obviously with the Black Lives Matter, like, I'll be honest with you, I used to support them, but you know, when I saw the truth for what they were, I kind of said, "F these guys, can't be us following them," because they want to kind of shape the world into how they see it.
Their whole entire thing, and you know, the founders was definitely preaching about how they're proud Marxist, and with that being told. You know, with that being told, it's just kind of like, you're already telling me everything I need to know. Now, I took it from the experience of, you know, being the so-called African American, because it's just like, hey, look, listen, I'm valuable as much as you're valuable, but, you know, you're coming out here trying to tell, you know, because you're speaking in codes, but you're not really saying it, because this goes along with these liberals. You understand? Yeah. Like, it goes along with these liberals that try to preach this idea about, you know, defund the police or help the community.
Yeah, I hate that, defund the police.
And it's one-sided as fuck, because you, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not supporting, and I'm talking about in general for America or the UK. The fact of the matter, you're not even supporting a 2-parent household.
And
then you're talking about male-centeredness and talking about claiming out the patriarchy and toxic masculinity. But this is the ironic part. Who's funding the Black Lives Matter movement? A so-called white man by the name of George Soros. So at the end of the day, it is still applied to the patriarchy because you still depend on that man to make sure y'all look good. All right. And this is one more thing as well, though. Just the idea that a lot of that talking points, because then women out of those groups believe that it's about this idea about toxic masculinity, about talking about and bro, let me tell you, Hafeez, I've gotten into so many arguments, like debating these dudes, debating these women, like, oh, you have to understand your male privilege and understand toxic masculinity. Now, the idea that they preach, though, it makes no motherfucking sense. Because the thing about it is, why are you mad at me as a man about my innate nature as a man? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not going to sit up there and recognize shit that's just innate to me. As a woman, you have something unique about you. As a man, I have something unique about me. So now you're sitting up there trashing me because of the fact of the matter, I'm acting upon it? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it hard.
What is Bronzebird, like, with this defund, the only people that supporting this defund the police, these celebrities. I mean, let's be honest with you, these celebrities, they look down on us anyway. We're not on the same level as them. We're just normal people to them. We're just, we're just normal people who get on with their lives. It's like, if we do end up defunding the police, I mean, think about how much problems that's going to cause in communities where there's a lot of crime.
It's ironic you say that because, like I told you before, I'm from New York. And right now, the crime in New York is crazy. Like, just the other day when I was walking, I found out, like, it said it on, how they post up notes or whatever, alerts. It was sit up there talking about how some man was chopped up behind a basement. He was found dead and decomposed behind a basement. And I'm sitting here walking, I'm seeing that, I'm seeing that the NYPD is like, if you find who the perpetrator is, call us. But it's just like, that's how crazy it is. And I'm not saying like every day is a damn war zone. I'm able to go outside, but if right now the crime is bad in New York, right? The crime is bad. Just to use an example. Yeah, David, I know, bro. I peep your videos out, bro. Shout out to you too, bro. But what I'm saying is that when you go outside your door, right? We have problems on the subway system because crime is going up in the subway.
Yeah.
My mayor is not doing shit. Mayor de Blasio is not doing shit. He's sitting up there not really talking about it, right? He's a heavily illiberal. Right. So you have all these problems now. Imagine them going outside. They go every day and they go to these places. They say defund the police. What if their dream comes true? Because there's no community organizers in certain communities and neighborhoods. So what's going to happen? Now everybody's going to have to police themselves. What are we going to have? We're going to have the Purge. That's what we're going to have. We're going to have the movie The Purge.
What's end up happening if defunding the police does be successful, like these liberals want? Then it's going to be like the Purge. People are just going to take the law into their own hands and do whatever.
It's going to be a chaos. And that's the thing that a lot of people is not thinking about. And too many people get so emotional at the thought of a police officer. Like this is how you understand sometimes it's about, how do I say it? Programming in my honest opinion, because like you said earlier, you have good cops, you have bad cops. Yeah. So for them to sit up there and say, yo, fuck the police, all policemen are bad, and this, that, and third, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, first of all, we have to level it down like this. It is an occupation. Yeah. Just like anything else. Like anything else you do that you're getting money from is an occupation. Yeah. Yes, I get it. There is some type of fraternity or brotherhood in the police department. Yes, we understand that they had racist practices before and that they sat there and wanted to meet a quota. I'm not denying that at all. But at the same time, though, it's an occupation. Detach the person from the label and you will see they're just like you.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And that's what really gets on my nerves about people, because we're already living in a world we go by labels. Everybody's labeling everything. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when we're talking about an occupation, it's just a little bit annoying when people say, oh, defund the police and fuck the police, even if you just see a cop with a badge. Now, let's just say you get into a situation and that person gets to a situation where they're being sexually assaulted. Let's just say it's a woman being sexually assaulted. If she was the same one sitting up there saying, fuck the police, what now? Who are you going to call? What if you don't have friends or family that can meet you at that time? And the closest police precinct is 2 blocks away. What are you then going to sit up there and just take it because you want to make a statement and say, fuck the police? What you going to do?
I don't know. What are you going to do? That's a good question. What are you going to do? You know, Bronzebird, these liberals they've got no brains. They're just full of crap anyway.
You're acting off of emotion. And the thing about it is like when you start to go into that rabbit hole of thinking, and this is the thing, Hafeez, because I used to believe there's a lot of things I fought for before I started to understand when it came to liberalism, why I walked away, because I felt like, something needed to change. And if I'm going to use my voice, I'm going to use my voice for good uses. Yeah. But what you start to understand with a lot of this shit that takes place, you got to break them down where it hurts. You got to get to the money. Yeah, you got to get it down to the policies. Don't talk about how you want to do this, that, and the third. Yeah. But you're not at those meetings, and you're not going over there having a conversation. Like the number one problem in New York that I was fighting against back in, 2017, 2018, I was trying to fight against gentrification. I didn't like how all these condos was being built all around the city and shit, and these real estate developers and this, that, and the third. So I'll go to those meetings. I'll be like, hey, look, listen. I used to have my racism towards white people. I was like, y'all coming over here demanding this, that, and the third. You want me to feel sorry for you, dude? Like, get the hell out of here. And when I tell you, Hafeez, I was a rebel, man. Yeah. But I started to realize, I'm like, okay, I can't put this on this group of people, number one. And number two, what about the people that's in the neighborhood? If they not trying to do anything and y'all yelling and screaming with picket signs, y'all ain't doing shit. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And if that's the case, what are we doing to sit up there and put the monies and the funds in to make sure that the neighborhoods is protected? Yeah. Y'all still have to support the small businesses that these people have in the community. Right?
Yeah. I think the world we live in is just kind of messed up, like, really.
I agree.
It wasn't always like this. It was think about it, for 20, 30 years ago, like even 50, 60, it wasn't like this. And then I don't know what happened, what went wrong.
Well, Hafeez, I'll tell you this, because it's a little bit of history I did, especially I've watched people on YouTube. They understood the plan. That was the whole entire point. So what you're seeing is the whole entire paradigm shifting at this point. And it was all set at market, because I bet you my bottom dollar, whether you're from the UK or you're from the US, they planned this a long time ago. Now, this is something I always discuss. I've never really had a conversation here about it, but off YouTube, I always say this. A lot of people say that the world ended in 2012 or whatever. No, that was a paradigm shift. There was a black hole. There was something that happened in 2012 that was so transformative, it changed into the worst. Because I started noticing from 2012 on down to now, everything started to get worse. People started to have no more morals. Women started to become more like whores. The music started to become more shittier. You understand? And then more outlaw.
Bronzebird, mumbling rappers.
Mumbling rappers. Mumble rap. And you know what?
Bronzebird, I watched a video on YouTube where 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg are talking about the current generation of hip hop rappers. Yeah. And it goes, all these hip hop rappers, they all sound the same. Like, if you look at Tupac, look at Biggie, they had like something about them. They had like this charisma about them, this personality about them.
Right.
And all these same guys, like they have all these generic names like Lil Nas X and God knows what, Lil Pump, and everything has to be Lil Pump or Lil
or Young.
Yeah, and they all just mumble. They don't make sense. I'm like, I listen to them.
Now, this is the thing, Hafeez. I mean, like, I listen to music from the UK too. I listen to not only grime. I listen.
Grime's good.
Yeah, I like grime. And this is the thing. So, are you familiar with drill?
Drill, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're familiar with drill. So I've always said that drill didn't start off. So they say the origin of drill started in Chicago. Now, my debate about this is that the beats that you hear now, they got that influence from the UK. because I started realizing they started changing it up in 2014. So in 2014, they was already experimenting with UK artists in grime, and then they started making a transfer over to drill. So drill started to become a thing in 2012, but the music of the beats of now, that was around, they started more probably in 2016, 2017.
Yeah, obviously you had guys like Stormzy, then you had Skepta, Wiley, and you had a lot. There's a lot of underrated, like there's a lot of good, grime artists out there, but it's just with how the music industry is now, Bronzebird. A lot of people are not getting chances.
My bad, Hafeez, but to just comment off of what you said, now everything is subpar. So you're gonna get artists that's not talking about anything, or they're gonna say things that's very redundant, and they're just giving chances. Like if you just go ahead to a studio, it's like this. So basically, you just go to a studio, you write a couple of bars you write a couple of like lines in your notebook and stuff like that, and just get a producer who's eager to make some money or eager to make a sell off his beats. Boom, there you got it. You got the next artist there, and then that's going to be the next artist that's going to take over the game, and it's annoying because there's no guidelines.
Like Tekashi 6ix9ine, whatever, he's awful, man. He's awful. Stupid.
He's really off, stupid. Yeah, he's like Tekashi, and this is the thing. Tekashi being from New York, like what really pissed me off is because when they talked about Brooklyn drill, they started talking about drill in New York. And I said, but if you understand like how I understand it, New York was always the powerhouse for music. So now you got these radio stations that don't play New York underground artists, because I listen to New York underground artists. Y'all only take the people that's on the top 40 list and who's in.
Ask you a question. How is Tekashi 6ix9ine not dead yet? I'm sure people want to kill him.
They do, but at the same time, I believe that he's protected.
Yeah, definitely.
Without a shadow of a doubt, he's protected.
Yeah, like I was even wondering, like the guy goes on Instagram lives and he flaunts his money and his women, and I'm like, how is this guy not dead yet? Like, I think, eventually, I mean, it's gonna catch up to him anyway. We all know that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it with him is, it's like he just trolls, but so many people be wanting to, like you said, like so many people want to be putting guns on him and be like, oh, when we see you, we gonna kill you, and it's that third, like he karma is always gonna come when you do things. But it's just like with him, it's just like, just let him keep trolling, because he's gonna catch up to the right person. I swear.
And it's like, Bronzebird, it's getting late in the UK. I'm gonna be heading to bed, but it's good talking to you, man.
Bro, you're welcome here anytime. I'll have a stream tomorrow. My stream.
Yeah.
Oh, you're 5 hours, so it's 3:00 where you at right now, right?
Yeah, but like I said, Bronzebird, I thought, I'll just give you a jump on your stream, give you a shout out. Shoot the shit,
man. I appreciate you.
I wanted to kind of have some words with Eric Melendez, because I don't like that. I don't like that.
Jumped off as soon as he came here.
Yeah, I don't like that kid.
I get it, man.
Good, man. Take care.
Hey, man. Take care, man. Thanks for coming on the stream. Appreciate you, man.
Take care, bro.
Peace, man. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for another Brownstone Powwow. You know what the deal is. I'm about to go ahead and shut down. I'm going to go ahead and play some music for you guys, and then I'm going to get up on out of here. So my next stream is going to be tomorrow, Plain Valley. Mine starts at 9:25 Eastern Standard Time. Maybe a short panel, maybe a long panel. We don't know. So just be on the lookout for that, though. I appreciate all y'all that's in the chat, everybody that's viewing. I'm playing my last songs. And Jose, thank you for giving in the facts. I thought you was going to troll me, but you cool people. So I got you, bro. Thanks for coming through. We're going to play our last songs and get the hell up out of here, man. Brownstone Powwow.
Tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio um dia me procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio um dia me procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio um dia me procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio um dia me procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio um dia me procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio um dia me procurar. procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio me aqui procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio me aqui procurar. E não é nada fácil, é tão engraçado lembrar que foi você mesma que veio me aqui procurar. E não é nada fácil.
Check this out.
Take a little trip through your mind and explore it.
I've got a penny for a wish, a nickel in the dime from the time I've spent picking up my shit in the room on the wall filled with wax. The facts transact, the insomniac. Your overnight sensations will bust to the boogie. Fresh is the word, but the word is whizzy. Front like you care, so you wanna be down. Elements change, rearrange, but still the same. Fame is the price, cause you gotta sound nice. My urban soul's old, yo, I've been around twice, so who's fooling who? I'm turning in the midst. Just half baggy jeans, twisted cap, and look at me, wow. I'm on a journey with men, mystically and physically. I'm bored so stiff of fake rhythms and riffs. What if I had a fat beat and a little gift? I might be homeless, but good news, a derelict. Posture reiterates the state I'm in. Revelations been 33 in the third. I'm ripped with positivity and giving these words something new. The mode is idolized in the group. Non-functionals upset my intellect, yet I can maintain. The feel's still the same. My mind's in motion cause I'm passing up the beam. I gotta get over. Put the needle to the groove. Pop the top off the boom. Know what to do. Check it out. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Push will never be irritated from the ruckus downstairs. Once niggas happy cats. Figure me a monk go to dinner. The eight Rasputin's got the pieces of a puzzle no other brother can fit. Maintain the vocal accent. Good news is when you're unconscious. I formulate past time present. Present is the boomer. I hold my shoe to imprint. Liquids hanging on this image adapt to never heard of and never get down. Cause roll call them absent. Take it to the corner, push the hill to days of the hood, cruising lesson from the low now. Put me aside, though I'm feeling from the fifth. Real and rock lies with the point. Came up with another one, I don't ever cast till I signed that. I'm that brother feeling blocks at the cottage. Batteries banging, I squeak to get the beat. Put the Sherry Carter on the tube. Answering my own voice, take the sound, let it simmer. Plaster the walls with my favorite rap singers. Didn't know that, didn't know that. I'm trying to hit. Switch through that style, the crew never knows yet to debate. Words from a singular decision. Plural is a human in the now transmission. Blue skies move, save it to the source. See you with the same type of honey that I bought last Christmas. Now my idol is low down swimming. Payment trials, even the Chris child. Check it out. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. You know I rock like that, y'all. You know I don't stop. Check it out, y'all. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out, y'all. Check it out. Check it out, y'all. Check it out. Check it out, y'all. Check it out. Check Check it out, y'all. Keep on